Ladies and gentlemen, ghouls and goblins, we would like to welcome you to the Four Quarters Show Overtime Special, where today we're gonna crown the greatest horror slash Halloween movie of all time. And as you can see, myself and my fellow co-host always align that we got into the big movie spirit. And we're all, goblined out, zombied out, trying to make it a good show for you guys, getting in the spirit of Halloween as we always like to do here. And how are you doing yourself, Align?
Well, you forgot to say aliened out. You said goblin. You said something else. We left off aliens. I love aliens, which is why Hopper from Stranger Things, who's not in a movie but a TV show, with tattoos and
Yes.
attacked by a monster.
Attacked by a. What was the name of it?
Upside down world. I contradict myself because I'm wearing a TV show. Scary movie. But I'm Hopper. I don't know what he is. I was Hopper attacked by 11, I guess. She got kind of crazy with me. But I'm doing great. I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for asking, Mello. I haven't seen you guys in a long time.
I know, right? I'm a fellow voter that, went out to the polls, tried to go out there early, and got attacked by a killer mob. I'm here. I still ended up voting. My vote counts still, even dead or alive. It's Florida for you.
That's a good point, Mello. That's a very good point. But I'm glad you got to vote with, all this craziness.
So, being that this is a Halloween edition, we're going to get to the bracket soon enough. But first, I want to share a special drink that we have. And I have mine. Align has his. And this is what we call our zombie bite. So, before we start the show, let's have a little cheers skis.
Oh, a little cheers, skis.
Smells
Happy
good.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
It's actually pretty good.
No, thank you. The boss is tuning in, saying we've never looked better. This is going to be apparently our normal look from now on. But with that, do you want to describe?
I always describe every episode.
You
I'm
have
just
to-
putting it on. Oh, thank goodness I didn't paste that. I'm just putting it on Facebook right now. But I will describe today's special Four Quarters episode. Today we are debating movies. We're debating movies and we're debating horror movies. We are not doing Four Quarters. We are not having a halftime. This is all OT where we debate movies, and it's going to be Halloween / horror movies, thrillers, scary movies, all these movies we enjoy watching during Halloween. And it's going to be a October Madness special where we have 16 movie brackets and we will just end up with the number one. But I will have you explain how we're going to fix our tiebreakers.
So obviously there's two of us, so there might be a time where we're in a dead heat where he picks one movie, I pick one. So we had to figure something out, and we went to a very reliable viewer of the show. He's always there, he's always reliable. He looks sexy AF, and it is none other than Kenny.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here. Happy to break the tiebreakers. I'm not very good looking, but I'm here to do my job.
He's the most handsome person I know. Look at him.
And that stash, ooh, man.
I'm doing Freddie Mercury this year.
Perfect. You see, I thought you were doing a trendy Jack Sparrow, but we're gonna go with what he said.
Freddie Mercury. So Kenny, to let everyone out there know, if we ever get to this tiebreaker situation, we're gonna bring you in. Look, you even have fans, Kenny. More fans than Align has.
What's up, Daphne?
So we'll bring you in. We'll bring you in and out. And if you wanna talk, if you don't agree with what we're saying, just wave at us, and we'll bring you into the chat. All right?
Sounds good, man. I'll be here.
All right, Kenny. Thank you so much. He'll be back with us shortly. And I'm going to add to the side here. Actually, I don't want to spoil anything just yet. We're going to pop up the brackets there so that we can go back and forth with it. And you viewers at home can watch us as well. Please let us know what you would vote as well in the chat, and we'll go back and forth with it. We could have made the people the tiebreaker too. But all right, are you ready to get started?
I'm always ready.
I said, are you ready to get started?
To the millions
And millions.
of people around the world. I don't think we have a million fans yet, but
I was
hopefully
going to
we
say
get
of
there.
Four Quarters fans.
We don't have a million fans yet, but one day that's the goal.
You know what it is? We do. They just don't know it yet. That's what it is.
This is actually delicious. Why don't you tell our fans what this is?
So this zombie bite is cherry vodka, lemonade, and then splashed on top is some cherry Coca-Cola. And this is our zombie bite. You can make it a vampire bite if you would have had some grenadine and cherries. It would have made it redder. But since we're zombies, we decided to make it a zombie bite. I suggest you guys try it at home. You will not be disappointed.
Wait, so we are zombies, or we were attacked by zombies and we're converting to zombies? Are we in the halfway phase? I mean, what's going on here?
I mean, I'm gonna say pretty much almost there.
Okay.
You're still there. You're still like
So,
fighting it off.
I'm
Me,
Hopper,
I'm
who just got tattoos, who was attacked by a zombie before going to save 11 from the aliens.
Exactly. I'm a trendy hipster. Like I said, I was gonna go vote early because that's a cool thing to do nowadays. I was gonna vote for Kanye. Someone got upset and just bit my neck here, and the rest is history.
All right, good to know. Let's get started.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna share this. Hold on. Add
Well,
to
the
stream.
first movie that we have on the list is going to be Psycho versus Get Out.
All right, so I'm gonna say my vote is gonna go for the all-time classic Psycho.
Man, are we about to have a tiebreaker in the first round? No, we're
Already?
not, because we have to give it to Psycho. As much as Jordan Peele did an amazing movie with Get Out, I think we have to give it to Psycho on the first round.
It's a classic. Every time you think about it, it's one of those iconic scenes where she's in the shower, and a lot of people were afraid to shower because of that scene. They weren't sure, and the funniest thing was that I'm sure you knew, and I'm sure a lot of people out there know, especially if you're horror fans tuning in. The blood that was in the shower was actually chocolate, since it was black and white. Red wouldn't get like that real gooey color, so they did chocolate. So that's exactly what you see going down the drain.
Interesting. Thank you for that fact, Mello. Look at that. Mello surprises me all the time.
The boss said Get Out might be the winner in 10 or 15 more years. And that he still hasn't showered since watching the movie. And I mean, it makes sense since your favorite team is the Mets. You guys both stink.
Oh my God.
And the Knicks.
Wow. I mean, he's a Giants fan also, so just all
Nah,
three teams
he's a
stink.
winner. He's a
He
winner
just
there.
doesn't know how to pick teams at this point then. Next up, we have Alien versus the Blair Witch Project. So, just so our fans know, you're not going to see too many sequels here. I don't think we're going to see any sequels at all.
It's basically we're doing like a franchise, because if not, we're gonna have a million Nightmare on Elm Street, a million Friday the 13th. So we
Yes.
decided to just put it as the franchise.
And we're not going to let a bad movie,
Timmy Ty
this-
Psycho's top 10.
a bad movie in the series, bring it down. So, we'll probably base it on the best movie in the series. All
Which
right.
one's tough, Carlos? The Psycho one or the next Alien one?
Alien and the Blair Witch Project. Listen, Bello, I'm gonna go with this. For me, this is an easy one. The Blair Witch Project is very, very entertaining and suspenseful, but I gotta give it to Alien. I am biased. I love Alien movies, and this one for me, awesome.
So wait, what was it you picked?
Alien.
Alien? You know what? I feel like, man, I'm at a loss of words, and I agree with Carlos. It's a tough one because yes, Alien is great. It has so many iconic scenes, but the Blair Witch Project was the first movie that I can remember watching that I was like, is this real? Like I questioned whether or not it was a real thing or not. And people were afraid. People were thinking it was real. And then that's where you got different movies like Paranormal Activity come from. So, and boom, and look, Blair Witch was the first horror movie shot in first person. So you know what? Carlos, thank you. I'm voting Blair Witch Project.
Man, such a typical Giants fan, just easily being told what to vote for because of a fan. Perfect.
No, but I can be swayed if the right argument is there. You just never
Alright,
have the right
well,
argument. You know what this means?
I am gonna say, for Halloween purposes, the Blair Witch Project fits Halloween better, even though I love aliens. So I'm gonna give it the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, so you're not gonna stick with you? We're not gonna go with the tiebreaker?
No, not yet. Not yet. Too soon for the tiebreaker, but it's coming.
See how great of a convincer I am? I'm a master debater. Master debater.
If only you were like that for sports. All right. Next up, we have the Amityville Horror versus Paranormal Activity.
So,
I got Paranormal Activity. It's that quick for me. Honestly, I know it for right now. That one, you know what? Nothing scares me more than something that I feel could really happen.
and the Amityville Horror was based on a true story.
Yeah, but
So,
a lot of things are based on a true story. But Paranormal Activity felt like, man, I
but
can't.
there's an actual Amityville Horror house. Like the house exists somewhere. I'm gonna go Amityville Horror.
Carlos,
it's real.
We don't.
We went with the original. We did not go with that Ryan Reynolds remake.
Well, speak for
Figures on my
yourself. I
side,
love
Amityville.
Ryan Reynolds.
So, we're gonna do it already. We're bringing in the big dog. Kenny, you are back and you're gonna decide this one. Are you going Amityville Horror, which is based on a true story? There's a real house that you can go visit, or Paranormal Activity, which I will say, you know, it did get people freaked out because you didn't know if it was real or not. But it wasn't.
I'm going Paranormal Activity on this one.
Oh,
Just because I do remember when it came out, it was a big deal. I remember people were freaking out when it came out, and I have
like
seen them.
that.
They are creepy, so I like Paranormal Activity.
All right. Well, with that, thank you, Kenny, for the tiebreaker. Paranormal Activity advances. Damn, I wish it was going up against Blair Witch because that would have been a good one. Kenny, we'll see you soon. All right, go up next.
Okay, next up we got Jaws versus It. But which It is It? Are we talking about the back in the day It or the, this new remake It?
We were doing it collectively, so it can be either or, whichever one's your preference.
You pick first. Do you got the shark or do you got the clown? There's only one clown here and that's you, and I'm the shark in this town, so you let me know.
Well, anyone that knows me knows how much I love Universal Studios. They know how much I loved riding this ride. How disappointed I was when this ride got taken down, even though it got taken down for a better ride, but it still was a classic.
What ride?
It is none other than Jaws the Ride. I love them, even though
What did it get replaced by?
by Gringotts. It got replaced by the whole entire Harry Potter land. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna go down to our comments. We have a lot of It followers here, but I'm sorry, guys. Jaws, of course, Jaws is a horror movie. I'm sorry, Jaws made so many people. I'm still afraid of going to the ocean because of sharks and because of Jaws. It's frightening, and those things are scary. They're monsters. I'm not trying to go near any great white shark. A lot of people are saying It though, and just to go back, boss, yes, the Blair Witch did win. So my pick is Jaws. I love that movie, even though it made me afraid of going into the water. It's just, I love it. It's just so greatly made. Open water was not scarier.
Open
boss.
Water was a good movie. I'm gonna go with It, plain and simple. I hate clowns. Sharks don't scare me.
All right, you know what this means. Kenny, you're back.
He's like,
We can never agree on anything.
already? He's like, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here a lot. So I'm gonna go with It. for a couple reasons.
Okay.
For a couple reasons. One, Uncle Line hates clowns. Hates clowns. So
true.
just to spite him, I have to pick it.
It's true.
Two, the people want it.
There you go.
Gotta get
Oh, you're a man of the people, aren't you?
The man
I'm
of
off
the
the rock,
people.
baby.
I can't wait till Kenny flips a coin on one of these. I don't know.
And yeah, Jaws is cool, but I know the guy who I've heard that the author who wrote the book Jaws, well, wish he didn't write it just because it gave a lot of fear to sharks. And he actually ended up dedicating his life to saving sharks because of like the damage that he did writing the book. So
Sharks are scary. I'm sorry. There's no way I'm getting near something with 100 teeth that are like razor sharp.
bro, for that,
I'm pretty sure
no.
the clown has razor teeth also.
The
Just
clown
putting it out
isn't
there.
real. I don't go to the beach and deal with that clown.
I'm going
The only
in.
clown I got to deal with is you every day, and that's about it.
I already called you a clown.
It
You
doesn't
can't
matter,
hit
I
me
did it
back.
again.
You can't hit me.
I
with my-
did.
All right, thank you so much,
Thank
Kenny.
you,
On
Kenny.
to the next one.
Yo,
All right, next up, I'll say we got Hereditary versus Midsommar. I'm going to say this very quickly. Midsommar was not as great as Pink Clowns Are Real. Yeah, I know, Timmy. I'm looking at one right now. Midsommar was not that great. People gassed up Midsommar, and I don't know why. To me, it was a big letdown, and I didn't enjoy it. So I'm gonna go Hereditary. Oh, you're going with it too?
Yep.
All right, and the fans agree. Hereditary. We're
Yeah,
all here.
Hereditary had amazing reviews. It was an amazing movie. So that's why I don't even have to speak.
All right. Next up, we have the OG Night of the Living Dead versus 28 Days Later.
People might dislike this answer because Night of the Living Dead is a classic, but man, 28 Days Later was pretty amazing. Yeah, 28 Days Later.
So I feel like we have to, give credit where credit's due. Without Night of the Living Dead, we don't get 28 Days Later. We don't get, how we're dressed up right now. But 28 Days Later, I think, was really good. And I know it looks like we're already gonna disappoint some of our fans here. I'm going 28 Days Later.
Oh, there we go, Mello. They're gonna talk so bad about you later.
Yep. Oh, Timmy already saying 28 days sucked. Not 28. 28 weeks was the one I didn't
right.
think was that great.
Next up, we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre against Hellraiser. Oh boy, that's gonna be a good one.
You want me to go or you go?
This is gonna be an easy one for me because as a kid, I remember being on the couch, Hellraiser coming on, and I was scared shitless. So Hellraiser for me is on the top of the list. Chainsaw Massacre, the OG one, and the new one. Actually, we're painting. They're gonna bring Hellraiser back, I hear, but I gotta give it to Hellraiser.
Ooh. See, I always remember Hellraiser because of Pinhead, and I remember being in school, and they had us write some some horror story. It was in the 5th grade in Miss Wright and Fanori's class. Shout out. And I had Hellraiser in there. I didn't have Leatherface. However, the one that scared me more was Leatherface. So I'm going Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, I don't mind agreeing with you on this one.
Okay.
Leatherface was very, very scary, and both movies, the new one and the old one, were good. So I'll go with you and say Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the round.
Wait, is this true? Hellraiser is about S&M? Really? So, Texas Chainsaw moves on, and we're moving on next to Carrie versus Gremlins. Not Gremlins 2, not with Hulk Hogan, you're making that cameo in the middle. We're talking about Carrie and the OG Gremlins.
Well, we got Scary Carrie, or we got the Scary Gremlins. For some reason, I keep thinking about these little cute gremlins that turn into these creepy monsters, and that just scared me so much more than Carrie. It did, you know? So,
I mean, if you let your braids down, let your hair down, you kind of look like Carrie.
she was cute.
Gremlins is a kids movie. I don't think it's a kids movie. You have
That doesn't
horror.
that doesn't mean it's not a good Halloween movie.
Timmy says Carrie, the mom in that Jesus Christ haunt my dreams. We haven't broken it, but we did see it right before the show started. So what the boss is talking about downstairs, down in the chat, is that Trevor Lawrence has tested positive for COVID. And it's funny because we talked about him on the previous show. And that's huge for Clemson. I know they're playing Boston College, but they're losing basically their number one star. That might hurt his. I don't think it's gonna hurt his draft pick, but
It's not going to hurt his draft at all. At all.
but
Tua
you're right. Tua.
was still a top 10 pick, and he destroyed, and his injury was awful. So,
But going back to this, I'm gonna go with the cuddly Gizmo and the Gremlins.
wow, you went with me on this one.
I did. I love that movie. I have
Me
a little
too.
Gizmo in my house. I just don't feed him after midnight. I make sure I don't get water on him. He's in the corner there, staying good and happy.
Oh man, we put these together, and both of these were good. We have Insidious and The Conjuring. Oh wow, this is a good one. You go first.
So, it's so funny because originally when I first saw these two movies, it has the same same protagonist, the same guy in both movies, where I was like, wait, are they supposed to be like together? Are they in the same universe? And apparently they're not. However, there's one that I think is better than the other. And that is that I think Insidious, it's really bright. Insidious is better than The Conjuring. So my choice is for Insidious.
You think Insidious is better than The Conjuring? That's
I thought
interesting.
Insidious was better than The Conjuring.
Man,
Conjuring
both of
for
these
the
movies
bus.
were both of these movies I will say were very entertaining and very scary, and I do appreciate Insidious in the ending it had, where it was really a surprise to me where they went with it. But we're gonna have to bring up Kenny for this one because The Conjuring is such a man. That movie, I'm pretty sure I remember watching The Conjuring and I had to take a break.
So I was going with Conjuring.
Let's bring out Kenny for this one.
Kenny boy. What are you thinking, my friend? Insidious or The Conjuring?
I've actually seen both these movies.
Fantastic.
Both very scary. Not a fan of scary movies, but I have seen both. And look, I'd go Insidious. But
What?
I'm claiming The Conjuring because the people want The Conjuring.
Oh, Kenny, you can't make. You got to think about when Hollywood Rock. He didn't care about the people.
Man,
He was the people.
I'm 3 for 3 with these tiebreakers, man. I'm gonna say
And you almost lost. Had the people said the Insidious, or had the people played silent, it would have been Insidious.
Kenny, you have
I'm here to
more
represent
fans
the
on this
people.
show than we do, and
it's Kenny. Kenny's
I gotta be on the
MVP.
next debate show, man.
you definitely do. I feel like you're gonna bring us more fans than we normally do.
Kenny, we're gonna have breaking news. I haven't even discussed this with Mello, but we're gonna have a video game special one of these days, and you're gonna be on it.
Great
I'm
work,
definitely
Kenny.
on that one, 100%.
Kenny, the people love you. What is going on?
I'm here to represent the people, baby. I'm Robin Hood.
He's here for the more people. Kenny, bro.
Kenny. Kenny coming in clutch.
All right, Kenny. Well, you will be back shortly. Thank you so much, though.
Damn, this next one is tough. You put classics next to each other. We have
I had to. I had to make it tough.
The Nightmare on Elm Street versus Friday the 13th. My God,
I'll
Michael
start this one
Myers.
Michael Myers. Jason Voorhees.
Jason, sorry. Jason, whoa, I'm off. I gotta stop drinking this.
Yes. Damn, you drank a lot actually already.
I know. Listen,
So
and we finished the champagne.
we did. So if you guys, so backstory, makeup today was done by Mello. Alliance makeup was inspired to me by my favorite slasher villain, whatever you want to call him.
I did Mello's neck.
He did. And that is none other than Freddy Krueger. To me, I love Freddy Krueger. He's always so much fun. The Robert Englund Freddy Krueger, not the new one, because that was just an insult to the franchise of what Nightmare on Elm Street was. So to me, Jason's great. He's scary. He never dies, but Freddy is in your dreams. And then he's got a theme song. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your doors. 5, 6, Mello's gonna win this.
Man, Mello's an amazing singer. So who do you got, man?
you. I have 8 Nightmare on Elm Street. Boss, don't be jealous. I can make you some drinks too whenever you like. You can have your little fruity drink. You don't gotta hide it for the fans. This too. Everyone commenting better be joining the Facebook group and following us on Instagram.
All I'm gonna say is if I get Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees, I'm picking Michael Myers. So that already brings down Friday the 13th stock. My second reason for what I'm gonna pick is I love Friday the 13th. I'm not even scared when it's Friday the 13th in real life. I push it. I just took an exam on Friday the 13th and I passed it. I'm not scared of that day. I am scared of Mr. Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street was one of the scariest series I remember watching. And now sometimes I watch, you know what? When Jason went to space, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street it is.
Jason X. He wasn't even that scary when he went to New York. And then, well, I mean, they did battle. And if you look at the Freddy versus Jason at the end of the movie, yeah, Jason comes out with Freddy's head, but Freddy's still alive and he winks. Even in the real world, you cannot kill my boy Freddy Krueger.
All right, next up we have Oculus versus The Ring.
Want me to go?
You can go, you start off.
All right, so The Ring was definitely very good. It definitely brought a concept that nowadays you see a lot more of, like watching these things or being attacked by something then dying at a certain amount of days. However, I really loved Oculus. Oculus, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about, and it's such a great movie. And the concept is just that this mirror is like haunting the house, and it's haunted, but it makes you see things that you don't see. And the most iconic scene of this movie that I remember, well, one of them, was that the main actress, she had an apple that she was gonna eat, and she bites into the apple, and then she crunches, and then all of a sudden, all you see is blood come out of her mouth, and then she looks at her hand, and she's biting a light bulb, and it was the mirror playing tricks on her, and it really wasn't a light bulb; it was an apple. But she freaked out like if she was actually like bleeding, like if she bit into a light bulb. And that, to me, that scene was one of the ones I always remember. Oculus was actually produced, if I'm not wrong, by WWE Productions or Films, whatever it wants to be, but it was really good. I suggest, if you guys haven't watched it, I know it's probably not going to make it past this round, but I suggest watch Oculus. You will not be disappointed. You will come back and you'll be like, Mello, you were right. Like you always are.
Are you finished or are you done? Okay. Oculus, wow, a movie about a haunted house. Oh my god, I haven't seen that ever.
Haunted mirror, not house.
The Ring I'm confused as to how you are not putting respect on that movie's name. We got to bring out Kenny because The Ring was
It's not that I'm putting respect
putting
on it.
putting a tape in there, and then this girl just haunts you. It's The Ring. I don't know. I'm still confused how you just gave a whole soliloquy about Oculus.
7 days.
Listen, you can't pick a movie that has a gaming system more popular than it. Like I'd rather, when you said Oculus, I thought, wait, are we talking about the Oculus system, or are we talking about? Put Kenny, get on here.
Kenny.
I can't wait till Kenny comes on and he's like, never paying attention to it.
It's like, what?
I'm not gonna lie, man. Mello kind of had me with that Oculus argument. Because at first, when I look at it, I'm picking The Ring. So I'm gonna have to go The Ring. But I did like that little mirror thing that they were talking about. It sounded kind of cool. But The Ring is
Trust me.
legendary. Like seriously.
No, it is.
I mean,
Absolutely.
When it comes to 21st century horror movies, I mean, The Ring is a legendary horror movie for sure. So gotta be The Ring.
No, and I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad that The Ring beat it, but I feel like, again, Oculus is one of those movies that a lot of people don't know about, and it's obvious in the chat. But if you watch it, you give it a chance, you won't be disappointed. It's really good, and the ending even gets you like, no way, like you can't believe it happened, and it's all about the mirror messing people up, like having them see things that aren't really happening. And Kenny, bro,
I'll check it out.
Kenny's
I'll
about
check
to
it
take
out.
over the show.
Kenny's on fire, bro. Kenny's the star of the show today.
All right, Kenny, we'll see you in a bit.
All right, and next up we have, we have Scream versus Child's Play.
Put this up quickly. Follow the group, guys.
Pop Culture Pros.
And again, also, if you go below that, follow us on Instagram at the 4 Quarter Show. We got to plug us in no matter what.
All right, so Scream versus Child's Play. Both can be seen as comedies, by the way. But Killer Doll, I mean, both can kind of be seen as a funny.
Hey, Line,
Yeah.
what's your favorite scary movie?
Hey, Mello. Here's my strong hand.
That's the wrong movie. But if
But
I'm
how
both,
is it the wrong movie?
Scream is not that scary movie.
Oh my god.
This is what scary movie was
This
based
is why
on.
I'm part of the podcast.
Yes, Scream was Ghostface.
Exactly. I was making fun of your pick by doing scary movie.
I didn't say what I was picking. However, I'm gonna pick with what really scared me as a child. There was one thing that traumatized me as a kid, and it was this stupid little doll. This stupid little doll scared the crap out of me.
It was Metal's Barbie doll.
And no, my grandmother had a little girl doll that she would sit right on her couch. Short red hair, these freckles, blue eyes, and had like it was like a denim dress. So, watching this movie and seeing this doll freaked me the hell out. So, I am picking Child's Play.
I'm sorry to bother you, Kenny. You're gonna have to come out again. How are you
It's-
not gonna pick Scream? Scream was revolutionary. It changed the game. Chucky
Revolutionary?
Chucky isn't even the scariest doll.
Well, what's the scariest doll?
Oh man, isn't she in the? She's either in the Insidious series.
Annabelle?
Annabelle could be scarier than him.
Annabelle's not scary. Get out of here with that. Chucky was more frightening than Annabelle. Kenny,
Oh, we have a new view. He's getting food because
I got pumpkin pie. You know, you guys are doing a Thanksgiving or Halloween special, but to me it's Thanksgiving.
Kenny. Wait. We're having an issue. How are you eating a pumpkin pie before Thanksgiving, man? That's like I only eat pumpkin pie once a year.
I eat pumpkin pie
Pumpkin pie
365 days of the year.
Yeah,
All right, Kenny, pick one: Scream or Child's Play.
Or
Just
Chucky.
because Mello agreed with me on pumpkin pie, we're going Child's Play.
Wow.
Thank you, Ken, the man of the people.
Even though
the people want to
chose
scream. Thank you. I don't care about you can kick the doll. It
Watch.
is still frightening. It
Kenny's-
was frightening and traumatizing. to a
Kenny's
lot of
gonna
people.
learn how the
It's a-
people.
It's a cool.
how the people jump on you quickly. Watch, they're gonna hate him now. All right, on the next one we have.
Hey, Kenny.
Oh, why would you put A Quiet Place versus Jeepers Creepers? Oh man.
Like you said, A Quiet Place versus Jeepers Creepers, and I'll let you start. I'll let you kick this one off. So I
Quiet
kicked out the last
Place is amazing, man. It's a great movie. It was directed by Jim from
It's
The
already begun.
Office. It was directed by Jim from The Office.
one. Jim from The Office. Wow. John Krasinski, for anyone out there, that's Jim from The Office.
Thank you. He's amazing. The Quiet Place was a great movie with an amazing ending, and part 2 has not come out yet, right? No, hasn't
No.
been released.
I think it was supposed to, but they pushed it back.
Man, look, this is hard because even though the Jeepers Creepers movie aren't amazing, the Jeepers Creepers character, the monster, is as scary as can be. Probably up to par with how Freddy Krueger's type of scary of a character. And I'll never forget the scene where in Jeepers Creepers where the teenagers are driving, the youngins are driving in the car, and across from them in the expressway is the scary monster, and he's picking stuff from a truck, and he looks at them and he just stares them down. That was one of the creepiest things I ever saw. So, because Jasmine said Jeepers Creepers are spookier, but A Quiet Place is a better thriller, I'm gonna go with A Quiet Place.
Okay. So I know you wanted to go for Jeepers Creepers. And my defense to Jeepers Creepers is going to be, well, to not pick Jeepers Creepers was, isn't Jeepers Creepers only like around, it's not every day. He goes to sleep, doesn't he? Doesn't he hibernate for like years? So, A Quiet Place for me. That movie was great. Jim from The Office, Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. I'm going with him.
Me and Jasmine both love The Office, so that's my
Who
girl.
doesn't love The Office?
All right,
Please.
next up we have Silence of the Lambs versus American Psycho. Once again, you keep putting these classics against each other. Why are you doing this to me?
I'm gonna let you kick this one off because I don't want to start off whatever you're
American
gonna go with.
Psycho for me is a masterpiece. It's amazing. What the writers and the directors did with this film and how they took it. There's just so much to elaborate. There's just so much to really sink your teeth in and analyze. And that's something I love about a film. But since we're not talking about that as a topic, we're talking about scary movies. And because Daphne just came out and said Silence of the Lambs.
Oh,
and as
no.
a kid, that one really scared me. I'm going to go with Silence of the Lambs. And Hannibal was just as scary when he's eating the guy's brain. And so, Silence of the Lambs for sure. For Halloween purposes.
Is it really scary though? I mean, if you watch the Just Too Sweet show, apparently we have our own Buffalo. What's it, Buffalo Bill?
You know what? Every time I see him, yeah. yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Eric from the Just Too Sweet show. You know exactly who we're talking about. I can't disagree with you. American Psycho is a fantastic movie, but kind of like how Tim brought up, it's not that it's not a horror movie. It's more, it can fall into almost like that slasher, but there's a lot of gore and stuff. So
Oh, man.
I think it was there, but I'm gonna go Silence of the Lambs. That
All right.
Hannibal Lecter's one of those iconic characters that falls into place with Ghostface, Freddy. Hello, Clarice.
Mellow, just a sick people. Next one, we have The Exorcist versus Poltergeist. Oh, man. Poltergeist. I love how Poltergeist has all those stories that came from the movie and how it's haunted, and people were like going through all the stuff in set.
They're here.
But the movie that really scared me as a kid, between both of those, The Exorcist. It did. And the way they, back then, how they didn't depend too much on technology, and they did the whole twist to the head, man, The Exorcist.
So, the first time I watched The Exorcist, I can't remember how old I was. I watched it and I had heard my uncle, my mom, everyone, it's the scariest movie ever. You're not gonna be able to sleep. All this like stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. Watched it. Guess what I did that night? I fell asleep after the movie. I was fine. I went to bed. The next day, however, I definitely did not sleep, thanks to that movie. So I'm going Exorcist. It's just a classic. It's a classic. Linda Blair was fantastic. There's just so many different things that when you think about it, the spider crawl down the steps, her stabbing herself with the cross, like there was just so many different things in that way that can really affect you. And I understand how back in the day when it first came out, when Tim and Steve were all like in their 18s and 19s, how scary it could have been for them watching this for the first time. So I'm definitely going Exorcist. It's a classic. It has to go past the first round, even though Poltergeist is good and it's another classic. And I put them against each other. Exorcist is still.
All right. The next one I will say is a very easy one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of either one of these movies. It probably won't make it past The Exorcist, but we'll talk about the next round. We're gonna go with The Purge.
Well, you didn't say what it was. Who were the two? The two.
That's because I hate them so much that it doesn't really matter. The Purge or The Strangers.
Sorry, Steve and Timmy. I already see the hate in the chat. I don't want to put that up, just in case it gets snipped. But I'm being called some very explicit words. But the matchup next we're talking about is The Purge versus The Strangers. And hold on, let me take myself off the Wi-Fi because I don't want to mess it up. I'm gonna go with The Strangers on this one. I feel like that movie gets no love. It was extremely scary and creepy.
Mello, they're both awful, and none of them are gonna make it past.
No, see, The Purge. The Purge was fun. The Purge is something that I don't want people to think.
You see how sick this man is? That's why I put him up there with Freddy Krueger and all these people. Okay, Mello, but listen to this. We can call Kenny right now, or we can just agree on The Purge, and that's it. It's not gonna make it past The Exorcist.
But I want to win.
The Purge had a better series. Think about it. Like it had a better.
It had way
one,
too. Part
sorry. 3. It had a prequel. Like it's a. And you
The
even said it
Strangers had
yourself.
2 movies too, though. But The Purge's other ones were terrible. The Strangers, I feel like that ending of that movie was just
Kenny is enjoying his pumpkin pie right now, so I'm just gonna give it to The Strangers.
The Strangers was just. I think it was just a lot better than The Purge. The Purge's concept is good. That whole 24 hours of doing whatever it is that you want, being a rebel, and then crime is down completely throughout the rest of the year. That's a great concept. However, is it that scary? Just lock your house up.
All right, and next up we go to the other conference, and we have Interview with the Vampire and Zombieland. This one is hands down easy for me. Zombieland is very enjoyable. I love it. Woody Harrelson, classic. But Interview with the Vampire, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise. This is it's a given. And of course, he's gonna go with Zombieland.
Thank you, Align, for this. I was actually worried you were gonna go Zombieland, but Interview with the Vampire to me was one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I was gonna say Leo, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise in as being Lestat that is what you want as a vampire to be. You don't want Edward Cullen. You don't want any of these other people. Watch how Tom Cruise portrays Lestat in Interview with the Vampire, and that is what you picture a vampire to be.
What about Wesley Snipes?
He's a half-breed. He doesn't count.
All right, next up we have Scary Movie and Ghostbusters. You did this on purpose. You put these movies together on purpose.
Of course it did.
And
gotta create some, conflict for the fans out there watching. They don't want to see us agree on everything. They
and
want to see us grit.
as much as I love the Scary Movie series and what the Wayans brothers did with them, there's no way I'm gonna pick Ghostbusters, Bill Murray, over anything. Ghostbusters might make it to the finals. No, Ghostbusters over Scary Movie on this one for me. Especially excluding that new one that I don't even know what that was.
Oh, you mean Melissa McCarthy?
I'm not gonna talk.
We're not gonna count that. That's a franchise.
What you're talking
We should count
about.
it.
When we talk about Ghostbusters, we're talking about the real Ghostbusters movie. So Ghostbusters over Scary Movie.
So before I go in it, I want to go to this comment. Carlos, he's a half breed. He doesn't count. He's half human. He's not an ultimate vampire. But ring ring, ring ring.
Are you calling Kenny?
I was calling you, but you know, if you don't want
Oh.
to pick up. Ring ring. Hey, Align. When there's something wrong in your neighborhood, who are you gonna call?
What?
I'm going Scary Movie.
I knew it. That's why I said it was that. All right, Kenny. Sorry, you have to get away from
Yeah,
man.
I hope you've seen
Look at
Scary
him. Look at
Movie,
him. He's
Kenny.
like, oh my god.
I hope you've seen
man.
Scary
These
Movie.
people only
Dude.
said they were gonna talk
Dude, this
to me
is
3
hard.
times.
Like Ghostbusters is a classic, but I love Scary Movie.
I can't believe it. Ghostbusters is not gonna
I
make it.
can't
to the next
believe
round.
it either, but yes.
Blame Melissa McCarthy for ruining that franchise.
Okay, guys, it was nice doing this podcast. I'm signing off. I can't believe it. Ghostbusters not making it to the
I
next
think
round.
I just lost my People's Champ title with this.
Wow, dude, how the mighty have fallen. I can't believe Bill Murray. I can't
Bill-
believe one of the best
Kenny, this is easy, but
Sorry, I love Scary Movie.
people
That's
are
the movie
still
I
dressing
watch.
up as Ghostbusters for
people
Halloween.
still dress up as Ghostface. They still say "What's up."
He's from Scream.
He doesn't say "What's up."
He's from Scream. They stole that from Scream. Wow.
Kenny says you lost your people and your
Oh
credibility.
I knew
my
it.
God.
I
All right,
knew
take
it.
Kenny off the screen, bro. He's eating too much
Sorry.
pumpkin pie.
Had to-
The next one, Saw versus The Lost Boys. This one's tough. I love Saw, The Lost Boys. Great movie,
The Lost Boys is a classic.
classic, another vampire movie. But since we already have a vampire movie here with Interview with the Vampire, I'm gonna have to give it to Saw because I remember watching the first Saw. Look, I know this is gonna make sense because The Lost Boys is a classic. I love Lost Boys, but when I first saw the movie Saw,
Okay.
I remember thinking, oh my God, like if I get captured and this happens, this is extremely, extremely scary. So I'm going to go with Saw because it was up there with a new kind of movie, like Blair Witch Project. You know, it was first of its kind type of movie. And then there's been like 9 of them. And now it's going to be rebooted with Chris Rock. So I'm going to go with Saw.
Wait, what did you just say?
Oh, it's getting rebooted with Chris Rock, the comedian.
Saw?
Yeah, it's called. It's not called Saw. It's called whatever his name was.
Jigsaw.
Yeah, it's called Jigsaw, I believe.
Oh my god.
Oh no, it's called. I'm sorry, it's called Spiral. Because you know it's called Spiral. But yeah,
Oh,
You didn't know this?
my
Yeah,
goodness.
dude.
No, I didn't.
it's coming out 2021, and Chris Rock is gonna be like detective. Samuel Jackson's gonna be in it. Yeah.
I mean, might as well make Scary Movie Part 13. What?
So who do you got? Who do you got? Saw or The Lost Boys?
You have me so shook at the fact that you've just told me that nonsense about Saul. Saul should have ended. And I know, Kenny, you're listening. If I were to pick the Lost Boys, I guarantee Kenny has not seen the Lost Boys.
I guarantee Kenny hadn't. Okay.
Guaranteed he hasn't watched it. So it'd be pointless for me to even fight for it. So I'm gonna have to go with Saw, even though, man, the Lost Boys, man, how no respect for the Coreys. Oh wait, Kenny wants to say something. Yes.
Wait,
Convince
Kenny's
me,
only
convince
supposed
me.
to get called.
Wait,
when
he
he's called.
waved though.
I
You
wait,
were-
wait.
He had
But you already picked Saw, so go
You're
ahead.
right, but I want to hear Kenny's comment before we leave.
Well, I want to hear, like, I've never seen The Lost Boys. To tell me, why should I watch The Lost Boys?
Well,
Have you ever seen the Goonies?
Yeah.
okay, think of it like the Goonies, but like vampire wise, and it's a little bit like that. Like you have like the Corys in there, you have Keith Sutherland, that he's the main vampire, and he is a badass vampire too.
Yeah, dude, Kenny, just think about badass teenagers, you know, your age, having fun, but they happen to be vampires. It's one of those from the 80s type of 80s 90s type of movies.
Yes.
It's
It's a great movie.
yeah, it's like one of those cool movies like Ferris Bueller, you know, but except this one has to be vampires, and it's a dope
Sounds
movie,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
But like I said, we already have a vampire movie, and I thought Saw was the first of its kind that had seemed like that. So
No, and I would have picked Saw. I mean, I'm sorry, Mello. I'm sorry to the viewers. I would have picked Saw. I mean,
It's
Saw
okay.
is a
No, it's okay.
Saw's-
I know
Saw's
because you
a
haven't
Saw's a
seen it
crazy
yet,
movie.
but so Carlos said it's a cult classic. Like it's one of those movies that you watch and it's just good. It lives up to its time, even if it was in the '80s and you see like kids riding bike and like going to like a fair. What is it? Like amusement park type of deal. It's really good, Ken. I think you'll enjoy it. But we'll see in a bit.
all right, for this next one we have Death Becomes Her versus Us. I know people are not going to be happy with this decision. I refuse to pick the movie Us. I'm going to go with the GOATs, Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis, and Goldie Hawn, because Death Becomes Her was a dope movie that I saw over and over again as a kid. I saw Us once, and I thought this is just... It didn't even make sense, some of the things he was doing, and it wasn't even scary to me. Death Becomes Her was actually interesting. Go
So,
ahead.
I know it has great Rotten Tomatoes reviews and everyone loves it, but I really thought Us was just okay. I thought Get Out was a lot better than Us.
100 times better. Get Out was...
so much more better than Us. It's not that it was bad; it was a good concept, but to me, nah, it just doesn't cut it. I'm going Death Becomes Her. How can you go? How can you root against Meryl Streep? Come on now. She is the GOAT. She should have beat Tom Hanks in that tournament that they had earlier. But you know what? That's beyond me. Tom Hanks should have been eliminated by Leo, but Leo got robbed by Samuel Jackson. I'm still bitter about that. Fans out there.
All right, this next one's an easy one, honestly. The Nightmare Before Christmas versus Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, you're right. Blah, blah, blah.
Hotel Transylvania may have 3 parts, but The Nightmare Before Christmas is still a classic. You could still buy clothes, dress up as that in Halloween, buy it at Disney. It's just too good of a
Wow,
Disney
so
movie.
original. People dressing up like Jack Skellington and the other chick. I don't even remember her name. I'm sorry. Hotel Transylvania. How can you go wrong with an Adam Sandler movie?
I can. There's a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
Unless
that
it's,
go wrong.
Jack and Jill. Or
Can you just pick The Nightmare Before Christmas so we can move on to the next round? Because I know you're not gonna pick Hotel Transylvania.
but I love
I know you
Blah,
haven't
blah,
even
blah.
seen a Hotel Transylvania. You're talking about that. You heard in that commercial. You seen The Nightmare Before Christmas. Which one are you picking?
Of course I've seen A Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm talking about you haven't seen Hotel Transylvania.
I have. What do you think the blah 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 is from?
The commercial
No.
that you saw before doing
I've
this
seen
podcast.
all the Hotel Transylvanians. The one where they make the hotel, and then she finally meets a guy that's a human,
Its
and then they're
name
trying to
is
have
Hotel
a kid.
Transylvania.
And then the one on the cruise. How would I not watch the one on the cruise? That's the industry I'm in.
Okay.
So-
So which one are you picking? Okay, I'm gonna type in The Nightmare.
No. I'm kind of curious here because I want to get someone's opinion on this.
Well, there's only one person, so when you say someone, you have to say Kenny.
It's exactly what I want to do. So, Kenny, we're bringing you back in.
Wow, I can't believe it. We're bringing in Kenny for this one.
I
Penny.
love both of these movies. I saw Hotel Transylvania in theaters, and it was hilarious. I love Hotel Transylvania, but nah, dog. Like The Night Before Christmas, it has to. Dude,
Thank
Tim
you.
Burton's a
Thank you. I
legend.
can't
a
believe you
legendary.
wasted Kenny's
The
time on this
animation.
one.
I'm shocked we haven't talked about the animation. The animation's amazing.
Now, but now wait a minute, because we put this in the bracket, but I'm gonna give my explanation here. Hotel Transylvania has monsters. It can be classified, as a Halloween
Nightmare Before
horror movie.
Okay.
Listen to the name.
Okay.
Nightmare Before Christmas. This can easily be a Christmas movie and not a Halloween movie.
But we have ET.
So,
We have ET up in the list. That could easily be anything. And we have it in the list because of one Halloween scene. Thank you so much, Kenny.
it's,
We'll bring
it's
you
an
on the
iconic
next one.
Halloween scene.
We'll bring Kenny on the next one. We're wasting his time. Mess trying to his pumpkin pie. All right, on to the next one. ET versus Coco. This is no debate for me. Coco still makes me cry. I'm going for Coco. Beautiful Halloween movie. Hispanic, reppin'. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Disney movie. The animation. I'm going Coco.
So, where is it? Yes, Tim, it is ET
Yes,
right
because
there.
they have one Halloween scene.
But it is an iconic Halloween scene. It is the one where all the photos you see is the moon and Elliot and ET on the bike floating over it.
Finish that so I can fill this up.
It's exactly what it is. So that's why it's here. 1 second, Jenna, guys.
He has to finish that because we are gonna get the refills right now.
So now it's Hispanic, boss. So I have not seen Coco, and I've been told actually not to see Coco for a little bit, just how hard it. The Coke's right here. So I'm gonna go. ET was again one of the movies that is it's a top 5 movie, and this bracket isn't just horror movies; it's horror / Halloween, and ET has a very iconic Halloween. It has a Halloween scene in it that everyone remembers that scene where they're floating over and you see the moon. So you had to put it in there. I'm never gonna vote against ET. If it loses, it loses. But ET, I need to vote ET. I love the ride at Universal. I love the movie. When I was a kid and I was sick, that's the only movie I ever wanted to watch.
Kenny, please come back.
Kenny, have you even seen ET? That's all I
I
want
have
to hear.
seen ET. I have seen
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Kenny, just for him making fun of you, you need to pick Coco.
I didn't make fun of him. I
He's
said, have you
disres-
even seen it? I
he's
asked the question.
Disrespecting
I
you.
asked a
Put
question.
some respect on our tiebreaker's name.
I asked the
Coco,
question.
haven't even seen
I
it.
asked
No,
the
you didn't
question.
ask him. You said you haven't even seen it.
No, I didn't. I said, Kenny, have you even seen ET? Was that not what I said, Kenny?
That is what you said. It's a
Thank
little
you.
condescending. But
Thank
It
you.
was not condescending.
Thank you.
It was just me asking, had you seen it? That's it. Because I know.
have you even
It's-
seen ET? Come
I
You're
taught my
killing me
nephew
here, bro.
well. You can't
Killing me.
pass that condescending. You can't do that. He knows. He knows.
But no, I'm gonna have to go with Coco. It's not even Halloween. It's Day of the Dead, but it's an amazing story. Yo, don't even give me that head shake. Fucking ET. That's not even a Halloween. No.
There's a Halloween scene. It has an iconic scene that, if you remember the movie,
You're top.
everyone. That's a scene that everyone remembers. They don't remember, ET almost dying. They might remember ET, in a dress, but they remember, that scene where they're floating over the moon,
I'm
and
going
that happened
Coco.
during Halloween when they had ET dressed like a little ghost.
Coco's
All
an
right,
amazing
thank you
movie,
so
man.
much,
I saw
Kenny.
that one with my grandmother, Alliance mom. I saw it in Spanish.
Beautiful.
It hits hard.
And
Coco's a family movie.
Mumu still talks about that.
Thank
by the
you.
way.
So, boss, is this you saying that ET should have beat Coco? Because that's all I want to know.
No, the
And-
next one is The Crow versus The Birds. I see what you did there. I see. Mello, you're very clever, buddy.
I know.
So this one is
You're right, Jazz. It is. I'm saying. Remember this. Just everyone out there. It's a horror / Halloween movie bracket. So that's why we have both. Because if we want to get technical, what is it? Trying to look at our list. We had like Ghostbusters and Scary Movie that technically doesn't fall into that, but it's a Halloween style. So
all right. So moving on to the next one is, like I said,
thank you, boss. ET deserved more respect than it. Put some respect on ET's name.
okay, put some respect on Coco's name. Next we have The Crow versus The Birds. I see what you did there. Very, very funny. And as much as The Birds was actually a very, very well directed movie and didn't need special effects to make it scary, I'm gonna go with The Crow because as a child, man, the way that movie was filmed and directed was very suspenseful. It was very. It actually.
And again, a Halloween deal about it, so that's why it's up there.
And the lure of the movie that was going on, you know, with him passing away, Bruce Lee's son. It's just. It's still a memorable movie.
And I'm not even going to go into discussion trying to tease everybody. There's absolutely no way I'm voting against The Crow. Brandon Lee, man, R.I.P. He had such a bright future, and this Crow movie was going to propel him to the top. And it's just, you can just watch it and see what he did and how great he was in it. Like, that was his role. And he did such a fantastic job. And I love The Crow. The Crow is one of those movies. It's iconic. I remember the first time I watched it, it was so great.
All right, and for the next one, we have Sleepy Hollow versus Donnie Darko, Johnny Depp versus Jake Gyllenhaal. This is a tough one. This one is good. This one is Sleepy Hollow for me. In the words of Kanye West, you know what? Let me not say that quote. Let me not say that so much. They call me Sleepy Hollow. Oh my goodness, Kanye with the Sleepy Hollow. Oh man! All right, go ahead. I got Sleepy Hollow. Honestly, I know Donnie Darko was the better movie, but Sleepy Hollow for me is better for Halloween.
I'm at a tough one here because it's like, what do you remember more, the Headless Horseman, or do you remember the rabbit-looking thing from Donnie Darko?
Donnie Darko, I do. Now that I think about, I mean,
I have to go Donnie Darko, man.
all
I
right,
can't go Sleepy Hollow.
I'll switch. Like Sleepy Hollow felt more Halloween to me, but I even just said it.
I mean, Timmy's on your side.
I know, and I feel it. I feel Sleepy Hollow is a better Halloween movie, but the better movie overall is Donnie Darko. So I'm gonna go with Donnie Darko. I don't mind
Giving it to Tobey Maguire. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal should have been. That would have been a cool Spider-Man.
No way.
Yeah.
Get out of here. He doesn't have that charisma.
The Craft versus The Sixth Sense. What you got?
Hey, Aline. Guess what I see? It's not witches. It's Bruce Willis and Haley Joel Osment. It's The Sixth Sense. Come on now. The Craft was good. I know a lot of people love that movie, but sorry.
I'm not someone who gets surprised easily at movies. I'm not gonna say I can always see what's coming, but I'm not. What I mean is, I might not see it coming, but when it happens, you know, I'm not surprised. I go, oh, okay, that makes sense. When I heard the ending and when I saw what happened, I go, I never imagined that. So amazing how it blew my mind.
It's absolutely true. It's one of those things you just.
Carlos, I don't even think 90% is enough. Everyone's mind was blown. And you know what? I want to say that's why.
Yes. Spoiler alert for those who have. And if you haven't seen it.
No, if you haven't seen it, come
you
on,
deserve this to be
Steve,
spoiled
yeah,
for
it's
you.
not-
Because come on now.
Listen,
what
we're
are you
not saying
doing?
Spoiler alert. I will say, I think that's where the director, that was his downfall, man.
M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah, it's just, when you set the bar that high, like past, you're never gonna come back. It's just too hard to make another classic like that.
I mean, it was. Because what did he do after The Village?
All right, so next up we got Birdman. God damn it. Beetlejuice.
Don't say it one more time. Don't say that third time.
I'm not gonna say it again. Versus Casper. Your friendly neighborhoods. I'm sorry. Your friendly Casper.
You're gonna say. You're gonna go Spider-Man, weren't you?
Your friendly neighborhood Casper. Your friendly neighborhood
What
ghost.
a ghost.
I gotta
So,
stop drinking.
man, this is a toughie. Because Beetlejuice, I liked Beetlejuice growing up. It was good. It was funny. But Casper the Friendly Ghost.
You made
man.
you made these stronger, by the way.
Oh, I did?
These are stronger. Yeah. That's
we'll,
not
we'll
good.
explain what it is again after we finish this round. But to me, man, I see the chat. They're saying Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Don't anyone say it again. We don't need that coming out right now. We don't need that right now. So I'm gonna go Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Kenny, come out and pick Beetlejuice so we can go to the next round.
Kenny. Are we going
I
Casper
wanted
the
to
Friendly
pick-
Ghost? Casper meets
Hold
Wendy.
on. So my mail came out like, oh damn.
I wanted Casper. I love Casper. I grew up watching Casper. If people want Beetlejuice, we gotta go Beetlejuice.
There we go.
I
He's back.
I picked Scary Movie over Ghostbusters. I gotta redeem
Thank you. Look, Kenny, I love Casper growing up. Trust me. But Beetlejuice, come on, man.
Bro, Casper had so. It wasn't even just Casper. It was, what were the other ghosts? It was Stretch.
There we go. He's trying to. He's
Stinky.
He's literally trying to name the LeBron team and the Cavaliers when he played against the Spurs. He had Larry Hughes.
Casper meets Wendy. It was Hillary Duff. Come on now.
He had Larry Hughes. He had Delonte.
Kenny's back.
I did it for you, man. I did it for you. I had to pick Beetlejuice. Man.
All
I
I'm
love
gonna
Casper
say
and Beetlejuice.
is Alec Baldwin, Michael Keaton. That's all
Tim
you
Burton.
need. That's a classic. All right, Beetlejuice to the
All right,
next
Kenny,
round.
Thank you.
Okay, this one is probably the hardest one of the day.
Again, I made it tough for us.
We
I made it
have-
tough for everyone.
Hocus Pocus versus Halloween Town.
I low key want to see what
man.
Casper was not trash, boss.
Yeah. Casper was not trash. Let's not say that far. The Strangers and the Purge. Now we can say those are trash. But Hocus Pocus versus Halloween Town. Who you got?
This one, as hard as it might be for other people, it is simple AF to me. And I'm going to go with the Cromwell family. I'm going to go with Marnie Cromwell and Halloween Town. She never let anything get her down. Not Cal, not her son. She even went to college as a witch. I'm sorry. I'm going Halloween Town. That was an all-time favorite of me growing up. Every Halloween, watching Disney Channel, they would play it every single day, basically, of the month. And the last month, they would play movies throughout the entire day. So Halloween Town for me is all-time greatest.
Kenny, I don't want to bother you. But Sarah Jessica Parker was so damn hot in Hocus Pocus. And the movie was badass. The three witches going around. Hocus Pocus. Kenny, take it away. Who you got?
Oh, God. All right, Kenny. Kenny, don't mess this one up.
I'm going Halloween Town.
Yes, Kenny. Kenny coming in clutch,
Kenny,
baby.
For
Google
the same
Sarah
reason
Jessica-
Melo said. Even when I was growing up watching Disney Channel, they would play Halloween Town.
You got some
around Halloween
youngins.
time.
You some Kenny. Google
I
Sarah
love
Jessica
Halloween
Parker. Hocus Pocus. You'll see what I'm
Yeah,
talking
and then
about.
you see Sarah Jessica Parker normal, and you're like, whoa, what happened?
like a
Who's the
horse
real
going on.
witch?
But that's what I'm saying. Watch her on Hocus Pocus. That's all you got to know. All right. So I can't believe I could believe it. I said it was the toughest one. I'm not surprised. Halloween Town's a classic, but
Damn. Oh, Kenny, again.
We-
No. So, like, Kenny knows what's up. He knows
I got
Halloween
you,
Town.
Melo. Halloween Town. I'm supporting
damn,
with
man,
you.
this is crazy. How did he not? Hocus Pocus is like they want to make a part 2 of this movie. It's such a classic. Whatever.
They want to make a part 2 of every movie. A line. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Next up, we got
Oh, here we go. Wait. Sarah Jessica Parker is nothing to look at. Stop lying. Thank you,
I'm
Bob.
talking about in Hocus. I'm talking about
Maybe
in
if it was
Hocus-
Jennifer Aniston, then we're talking about something different.
Steve,
But
Steve.
Sarah Jessica Parker, come on now.
Steve, I'm talking about in the movie Hocus Pocus, in all these Halloween movies, it's not really something, to look at. And she happened to be a very good looking witch. I'm not wrong about this. But now to the next round. The Evil Dead versus House of a Thousand Corpse.
Whew. This one's tough for me, at least. Sarah Jessica Parker hasn't been hot since the original Footloose.
I'm tripping, bro. I remember as a kid looking at her thinking,
Oh, but
man,
wait. Carlos is, said looked her best in Hocus Pocus.
thank you. That's all I'm saying. Like, thank you, Hey, me and Carlos been on the same vibe. I gotta get this man on the podcast. Me and Carlos have been on the same vibe this whole time. Who do you got, Kenny?
Kenny.
Mello. Wow, sorry, because I thought we were going to take this one.
Kenny, he really wants to replace me. Look at that. He's going to agree with you.
The thing is, we did everything. I was already coming up.
So, I'm going to vote on this just because this movie started an entire franchise. Even though the other one had his other several movies, this one started an entire franchise. And it even has its own TV show, which is hilarious. I'm going The Evil Dead. Ash is one of those iconic heroes that isn't really a hero. He's almost like an anti-hero because he doesn't give an F about anything. I'm going The Evil Dead.
I'm going Evil Dead also, so that wasn't too hard. I'm not even going to debate that because that's the movie I enjoyed better. The Evil Dead. Next, we have The Shining versus The Thing. I already know who I got on this one. It's not even a debate. The Shining is a classic. Even though The Thing, I do love The Thing. That was a good movie. But
I mean, they're both classics, yeah.
But no, yes, The Thing is a classic, but The Shining is an OG. Like,
Not even gonna argue with you. You know who's already here? It's The Shining.
all right, what are the next ones?
Next up, we have 10 Cloverfield Lane versus 1408.
Okay. Man, Stephen King, 1408 is a short story in one of his novels. And I have to say the way that 1408 was made with John Cusack, such an amazing, well done movie. It's a sleeper. A lot of people haven't seen it, but great movie. It actually has like 30 endings, depending if you watch the director's cut, the theatrical cut. There's a bunch of endings for it. They're all pretty good endings, but the acting that John Cusack did, Samuel Jackson's in the movie, amazing. But 10 Cloverfield Lane, well done, great meaning. It's up there like American Psycho, not with the same theme, but with hidden ideas and themes and stuff going on. But for Halloween purposes, 1408 wins.
I can't disagree. It's exactly what you said. John Cusack in this movie was so great. It was like this one and Identity is those movies that I remember. I remember John Cusack for those roles. And maybe Hot Tub Time Machine, but those roles just, outdid it for me with him. So 1408, easy. And it's the one role that Samuel Jackson doesn't play the same character throughout. So, yeah, easy choice.
Rumor has it in 1408, Samuel Jackson was the devil.
Ooh,
Yes.
really?
That
I kind of want to go watch 1408 again now.
that John
Yeah, boss.
that
Identity.
John Cusack was actually in like Dante's Inferno. He was in hell going through all the stages, and that Samuel Jackson was actually the devil. But moving on to the next ones, we have the Addams Family versus the Haunted Mansion. Which is funny because there was actually, I know you didn't do this on purpose, but in 1408, there's a joke where John Cusack and Samuel Jackson are talking. And this is, by the way, this is not done on purpose. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know this. They actually say, I believe John Cusack goes, so where can I see a real ghost? And then Samuel Jackson goes, the Haunted Mansion.
How do you know I didn't do it on purpose? Do you know Mello?
Yeah, it's just okay, Mello. Which one do you have? The Addams Family or the Haunted Mansion?
out. It's a buy round. Double count out. I am technically, the Hispanic Eddie Murphy.
You're technically a Hispanic? Oh,
No, I'm technically the Hispanic Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
That's how funny and charismatic I am. But I can't go against the Addams Family. Come on now. It's so good. Uncle Fester, Wednesday. It's so
all
good.
right. For purposes of not bothering Kenny on this one, because I didn't want to pick Eddie Murphy over anything, but I'm gonna go with the Addams Family. I loved it as a kid. I heard there's a rumor that Johnny Depp might do the Addams Family role for Netflix.
Really?
Yes.
Interessante. Very
Yep.
Megan.
So the next round we have The Cabin in the Woods with Cabin Fever, where I know fans are not going to be happy with this one because The Cabin in the Woods is by far the better movie.
You're gonna go
But I am going to go with Cabin Fever because my boy,
Ryder Strong.
because my boy from Boys.
Boy Meets
Well,
World.
Boy Meets World, and I remember them looking at their skin and thinking, "Oh my god!" And I saw it in the movie theater, and I'm just doing it because of personal experience and love for the fact that I was in the movie theater, pooping my pants. You got to tell Candy to be on. You can't just.
I'm
click on
already
my
doing
boy.
it.
Look at him. Look at him.
I'm just
Look
doing
at
it
him. He
already.
doesn't even know. You can't do
Oh,
that
we
to
played 2K, bro. Yeah, you got me caught off guard.
No, I'm sorry. Cabin in the Woods deserves a lot more. Cabin Fever's good. Had it been against anything else, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Haunted Mansion, House of a Thousand Corpse, yes, it would have won. It was
Cabin
good.
in the Woods.
Thank you. Cabin in the Woods was so great. It was fantastic. It was hilarious.
Sorry, I just had to pick. The one that meant something to me.
Just because of Boy Meets World, which, is an all-time good show. But thank you, Kenny, for solving that. We'll be back. So we're done with our first round. And just to let everyone know, just in case you were wondering if you joined us a little too late when we were talking about it, talking about our zombie bite drinks here. It's delicious. As you see a line down that already like in a millisecond. This here, if anyone wants to join us or maybe make it for Halloween, have yourself a little treat. It is cherry vodka, lemonade, and after you get both of those mixed up, shake them up, stir them, whatever how you like to make it, you just put a little splash of cherry Coke in it. Maybe some grenadine if you want to make it more red and like a vampire type style of deal. Really? That's what you're doing already? And you're going to have yourself a delicious drink. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. But let's move on. And apparently, a line already went through The Exorcist versus The Strangers.
I mean, come on, are we really gonna argue this?
No, we're not. Exorcist is going to win that. So you can go ahead and move on.
All right, perfect. Thank goodness. Oh man, not gonna lie, I kind of already know what the next one's gonna be. The next one we have Quiet Place versus Silence of the Lambs. Look, my boy Jim from The Office probably deserves this one because he directed it. He was with his wife, and it was a beautiful movie. But I can't. Silence of the Lambs is still the classic in this one.
A Quiet Place and Silence of the Lambs. Oh shit, my neck. I'm sorry, that hurt. As good as A Quiet Place was, man. I can't go against, one of our own Buffalo Bill. Silence of the Lambs. This is getting a lot easier right now.
All right, and the next one we have The Ring versus Child's Play. Okay, this one's a tough one because Child's Play is the cult classic here, but The Ring still scares me more than Child's Play. So for this one, I'm gonna go with scare factor. And if I'm watching a Halloween movie and I want to get scared, I'm going with The Ring.
I gotta go Chucky, man. That was what scared me as a kid.
Sell me why Chucky, and then maybe I'll change my vote. I'm not 100% on The Ring because I was scared of Chucky.
So The Ring to me, like I said, it's a good concept scare movie where you're like, okay, you had enough time. Like this was a doll that you either thought was your friend, and if you pissed this doll off, he was coming after you, or if he was really good friends with you, and let's say you did something to hurt me, he's gonna go after you. He didn't care who it was, even though if that's not what you wanted. So to me, it's like, man, Chucky was scary. It's a doll. If these things come to life, and you know why? Because imagine, getting home, you have a doll it's sitting there, right? Just playing relax, and then the next moment you just see the doll like have its head turned and be staring at you. Like, yo, that's scary to me.
Okay, for this round, we have two movies that are both the only ones we have of their kind. Killing Doll, videotape killer. You watch the videotape, she comes and gets you and haunts you. Imagine putting a cassette in or a DVD and then watching this little girl come and attack you and kill you from the... And then
I'm
you're
sorry
haunted.
if I saw this. Well, first off, it wasn't going to happen for 7 days. Second, if the first thing I saw was a little girl coming out of a well the last thing I'm gonna do is continue watching this movie. Who am I? I'm not a psycho. I'm gonna be like, yeah, this isn't what I ordered. This is not Ghostbusters. Eject. Return back to Blockbuster. For those of you who know what Blockbuster is.
All right, child's play it is, guys. Next one we have the Conjuring versus A Nightmare on Elm Street. So bring in Kenny to discuss this one with me for a minute. Kenny, have you seen any of these movies? We haven't decided yet, but I want your opinion on both of these movies. Conjuring, I know, is probably your time. Nightmare on Elm Street, my time. What do you think?
I did see The Conjuring. Conjuring's a scary movie. But I like Nightmare on Elm Street personally. We'll see what Melo says. But the Nightmare on Elm Street is a classic, man. I mean, if we're talking about slasher movies, I mean, that is probably the slasher movie.
I agree. I think Nightmare on Elm Street is the slasher movie, so I agree with you. But man, I remember watching The Conjuring for the first time, and I think I shit my pants. I think it was one of the few movies that I actually took a break watching because it just got me. I was like, hold up. I need to pause this for a minute. I may have stopped watching it and watched it the next day because I just couldn't. It was a very scary movie. But we're still gonna wait on Melo's decision, and I want to hear about what's your favorite Halloween movie that you could think of.
My favorite Halloween movie? That's tough. I mean, we saw it on the list. I'm a big fan of The Shining. I'm a big fan of The Shining. I mean, for it to be silent, not a lot of dialogue in that movie, and it's just the scariness of him and himself, the entire movie. I mean, I think The Shining is up there for me. I really love The Shining. So,
yeah, man, I can't disagree. I think The Shining is up there as one of the best movies of all time, and great, yes, it is. It is a great horror film. Kenny, thank you for getting your opinion on this situation because Melo still needs to decide on which one he wants.
You know what I feel like
one,
when the NBA has called a foul and they call Steve Javi and they're like, "Yo, is this a foul?" Like I show up and I'm like,
that's exactly. I feel that's exactly what he goes through. He's probably just hanging out in the booth, just. That's why sometimes I think we think he's wrong for the calls. He probably wasn't even paying attention.
He always goes with the refs too. I don't think he was even watching. He just takes the refs call every time.
I agree. For this one, I think I'm gonna go with A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wait, what just happened? What did we skip on?
We're doing Nightmare on Elm Street and The Conjuring.
Hold on.
Even though Jasmine's question is pretty awesome, and I think I want to know Kenny's opinion on this too. If you had to live through any horror movie, which would you pick? If I had to live through any of them, man, that's a tough one. I think I may pick Chucky. I know we just did it, but it's a doll. I think I could survive it.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I'm never gonna live through that. Give me Freddy Krueger.
You know what, Jasmine? Jazz? Give me The Purge. I will survive the fuck out of The Purge. Yeah.
The movie that he shit on earlier. He's gonna survive.
I shit on it because I could survive it. Why? I'm gonna pick The Purge, not Chucky, because Chucky will kill me in my home. But The Purge, I have time. I have a year.
And it's only one day.
I have a year to prepare. I call Canning, Freddie Mercury. We bunker down. We get our guns. We call people we don't like, and we do work.
We call people we don't like. I'm gonna go with Gremlins. Why not? Get myself a real cute little gizmo. Have him as a pet, all cuddly. I'm sure if I take him out for a walk, that have the honeys coming towards me. Why not?
That was a great question, Chaz.
I like the Nightmare on Elm Street. Or not the Nightmare on Elm Street. The Night Before Christmas.
Oh, Chaz.
Seeing a Kenny version of Night Before Christmas.
Listen, me and Kenny are going out on Night and we're purging. That's the only thing. Come on.
Wait, you have to take advantage of it. You have to go out and purge.
Me and Kenny are gonna go purge every gamer who keeps paying for NBA 2K and FIFA. We're just gonna go take care of business.
You just gotta get anyone who's not.
CK's first.
All right, so Nightmare on Elm Street or The Conjuring?
Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Go.
So Carlos, you said Lights Out. I actually have not seen Lights Out, and that is, I know, we do. Have you seen Lights Out? I didn't want to put a movie that maybe we hadn't seen, or that we hadn't heard too much about, but I definitely will catch it now that you're saying that it's good.
We're definitely gonna check it out.
And the boss is saying that we did it and it got snubbed.
All right, so next we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre versus Gremlins. I like how you still kept Kenny up there.
I'm
Sorry,
chilling, baby.
Kenny.
Leave Kenny
be
for this
back.
next one. Don't just
Okay.
get Maxima. At this point, we're gonna do 3.
All right.
Let's go. Kenny, Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Gremlins? Which one do you pick?
Gremlins is an interesting movie, but like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, I like slasher movies.
Are you saying it because you like Jessica Biel?
I didn't say that, you did.
Or because you like Alexander Daddario?
No, man, I gotta go Texas Chainsaw, man. Texas Chainsaw's a classic slasher movie, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Texas Chainsaw, yeah, too. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Thank you, Kenny. Yes, true, Kenny. Kenny should be on the whole show. Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate you on that one. Texas Chainsaw makes it to the next round.
One missed call. I have no idea what that movie is either. Also going to need you to let us know what this is, Jazz. But Carlos says he does recommend.
All right, Hereditary
Am I leaving
versus
Kenny?
28 Days Later. Huh?
All right. We'll bring you back, Kenny. Hereditary versus 28 Days Later. I'm going to go with the people. Say Hereditary.
I mean, the thing is, Hereditary is a great flippin' movie, so it's one of those easy ones where God, I've been drinking too much. Can I even type?
Friend Request. What are these movies, guys? I have not seen any of these horror movies. Friend Request?
Has anybody ever seen the YouTube Critical Drinker? Because I think that's what we're doing in the show right now. We're drinking and then talking about this. All right, so the next one we have Paranormal Activity versus It. I love how I put PA earlier today without even
And IT.
noticing that it'll be PA versus IT. I'm kind of digging the fact that I did that.
Impractical Jokers? No, oh no, that's the wrong one. Paranormal Activity or It? Again, you know, I didn't think it should have gotten past Jaws, so I'm gonna go Paranormal Activity. That movie kind of freaked me out a little bit.
I can't disagree. As much as I love the It series and I hate clowns, I'm going to go with Paranormal Activity because, like I said, the realism on Paranormal Activity just still gets to me. So PA makes it to the next round.
Right. All right. Next up, we got Psycho Classic versus The Blair Witch Project. So I'll start you off, and very unpopular opinion. I'm going Blair Witch Project.
Kenny, we're calling Carter the bullpen because I'm the cult classic Psycho, and all of a sudden we're going to go for Blair Witch Project.
I
Yeah,
know
dude.
it's just Blair Witch,
And
man.
to Kenny in the booth.
Think about it. Anytime you see those little like stick figure things, you think Blair Witch Project.
Kenny, who has the better makeup?
You don't jump into the shower and say, "Hey, I'm
But
thinking of
Mello,
Psycho."
show your neck, Mello, because your
Who looks
neck is
more
pretty
dope?
crazy.
Who looks more dope?
Dude, that neck makeup is crazy. I gotta go with Mello just because
To the fans. Oh, you know why, Kenny? Because I did that makeup. That neck looks good, right? That's me who did that makeup. So I'm glad you picked Mello. To the
Found it-
fans,
I touched it up
has-
a little bit. Let's not lie.
Who has
But
the
you
better
did
makeup?
do most of it.
But not Mello. If we're gonna pick Psycho over Get Out, we gotta be consistent here. All right, we gotta pick Psycho over Blair Witch. We have to.
I don't know. Look, Carlos said it. In terms of being scary, Blair Witch is.
Yeah, but
You
this
didn't know-
isn't a
in
scary.
Psycho-
This isn't a scary
You
bracket.
have to take into consideration everything,
I know, but he's only saying scary.
which is part of it.
Okay, and it's part of it, but that's not. I'm just gonna say.
Think about it. Blair Witch, even at the end, for everyone that's seen it, there's one scene at the end where she goes down into the basement and she sees her friend in the corner, just like
All right,
basically Paranormal Activity style.
Kenny-
and the camera just falls and boom, the movie ends.
What do you think, Kenny? I'll switch my pick if you want to switch it, or you with Psycho. Your final call.
We'll give it to him. We'll throw him a bone.
Okay.
We'll give him Blair
We're
Witch.
throwing-
Throw
I'll
him
give
a
Blair
bone.
Witch. Blair Witch was
We'll
scary.
throw him a bone.
A lot of people are going to be very upset about that. Just saying.
Criminal that because I like Get Out more than Psycho. And then for Psycho to not make it that far,
Oh, friend request, but I'm unfriended. Is that the one that they make fun of the girl boss, and then she ends up dying? And it ends up being like all over like a Zoom call or something like that.
I think it's that one. Something with like a Skype call or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that wasn't too bad. I didn't mind that one too much.
All right,
But-
Kenny.
all right, Kenny. We'll bring back
Kenny's
thank you.
Kenny's gonna stay here for a second
Okay.
because I need to step out for a moment. So Kenny, please take the reins right now, and
We'll talk about this next.
and hold on. I will be the tiebreaker if there's a tie.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna move on with Kenny. All right.
So who you got, Melo?
All right. So our matchup for everyone, it's Cabin in the Wood versus the Adams Family. So here, I feel like this is an easy choice. Adams Family is great, but man, I love Cabin in the Woods. It was comedic but scary, and then the ending, like where they're just there and the elevators just open up and you have all these monsters just go and attack everybody. What do you think, Kenny?
I love the Adams Family. My dad loves the Adams Family. I grew up singing the song, but I'll go with Cabins in the Woods. I'll go with Cabins in the Woods. It's a shame though,
Agree.
because Adams Family is a classic.
Well, absolutely. I feel like though we're at the this next round and moving on, it's gonna be like movies that people love. It's not gonna be like I don't know, like The Thing or House of a Thousand Corpses, where maybe some people don't like it or they haven't watched it. We're gonna get to the round where these are movies people have seen and they love. So yes, Adam's Family I think it's great.
Bro, they're creepy and they're spooky, mysterious and ooky. Bro,
The Adams Family. Boom, boom, boom.
it's classic, man. But
And I mean, you have
I
something.
think-
You have Uncle Fester. You have The Thing. Like what is it? Cousin It. There's so many things that Adam's Family. Yeah, it's a classic. So, but I can't write Cabin in the Woods. That is a Line's job. And we'll do that shortly.
we'll give Cabins its respect. We'll give Cabins its respect.
Yes, absolutely. So I was looking at my neck tattoo, and it almost looked like a rose when I was looking at it in the mirror. Oh, he's
Sorry.
back.
I had to put some medication on my.
Don't
face.
lie, you went out for some brains. You know what it was.
Don't tell them what we picked. What would you pick, Uncle Lon?
Cabin or Adam's Family.
Cabin in the Woods.
Oh,
Okay.
that's unanimous.
All right. Moves on.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Yup.
Okay, we'll bring you back now. All right, next up we have 1408 versus The Shining.
Man, the people might not be happy with me on this one.
Ooh.
I have a special place in my heart for 1408. But I'll go with The Shining.
I hate you. All work and no play makes Mellow insane. Gotta go with The Shining. And I forgot. Oh man, I guess we'll talk about it in the next round. But The Shining has so many scenes that you just think about, and they are legit scary.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I had to pick The Shining, because as much as I love 1408 and I love how how suspenseful it was and how they changed certain things and how the director used cuts and how he used imagery on Ghost, I hate not picking 1408, but The Shining is just too good of a movie to pass up. Next we have The Evil Dead versus Halloween Town. Please, Melo, tell me what movie you're picking with that smile on your face.
So I made a very strong argument for both of these movies. And I gotta go with my girl Marnie and Halloween Town.
You know what? It has the name Halloween in it. So I gotta go with Halloween Town. Look, as much as I was saying Hocus Pocus, I did love Halloween Town, and I loved all of the ones that came out after that. So
Halloween Town, it's just a classic. Especially if you grew up in the 90s and 2000s, you saw Halloween Town.
This one is definitely the hardest that I've done right now. Is Beetlejuice. Oh, the way Kenny does it. Beetlejuice versus The Sixth Sense. Who do you got?
Oh man, there's a lot to consider with this pick. You got Batman. Oh no, you got the Vulture. No, Michael Keaton. Haley Joel Osment's only like really good role besides Entourage the movie. Do I want to do? I can't.
No. He was also recently in season 1 of The Boys.
Oh, you're right. He was.
I know.
I'm gonna go with The Sixth Sense. I can't. I'm sorry, Beetlejuice. The Sixth Sense is just too crazy. So yeah, Sixth Sense to me.
You know what? I am gonna go for The Sixth Sense also. So
All right, give us that next. Oh man, this next one is also these. Like I said, these are getting tougher because they're mainly favorites.
next we have Donnie Darko versus
The Crow. Donnie Darko was good. The Rapid was good. Jake Gyllenhaal was good. I can't go against my man Brandon Lee, man. Like I said, and I'm gonna give another reason why I'm gonna say The Crow, and that is I'm a big pro wrestling fan, and there's a pro wrestler that basically took this persona on his own and made it his own, and that was Sting. So I'm going with The Crow.
I already decided also The Crow with Bruce Lee's son. Brandon Lee is just a classic. It still gets to me. I haven't seen it that much just because of how frightening it is. I'm actually gonna try to see it again, but I'm gonna go with The Crow.
So The Crow moves on.
Next we have Coco versus A Nightmare Before Christmas.
E.T. got robbed.
The Disney matchup. This is an amazing one. That it's one of those where you have the Rockets versus the Warriors, where Chris Paul gets hurt, and now the Warriors might win the series. Like, who do you got? Coco versus A Nightmare Before Christmas.
I haven't seen Coco again. Just heard it's good. So I gotta go Nightmare Before Christmas. Sington, Oogie Boogie.
I'm gonna pick Coco. Not because it's a tough one. I just want to hear Kenny's opinion.
All right.
This is A Nightmare Before Christmas versus Coco.
Oh my God, we brought in Kenny. So, Nightmare Before Christmas or Coco.
Man,
Kenny.
I'm really hoping you pick A Nightmare Before Christmas. I just wanted to see your face on this one.
I love Coco, but A Night Before Christmas is a classic, man. It's gotta be A Night Before Christmas.
And our
Coco's
fans
a great
agree.
movie. I had to put the respect on Coco in the first round, especially because I just think E.T. is such a weird one to have in the bracket. I mean, I get it, the
Hey.
scene with the. It's just a weird one.
Yeah.
So I went with Coco on that one, but I'm gonna go Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm
Gotta go Tim Burton on
glad.
this one.
I'm glad you picked it. I wanted to see it continue. I just wanted to see what you thought about this one. It's
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I do love Coco. Mumu loves that movie.
Watch Coco, Mello. It's on Netflix.
I know.
I know. Like I said, I was gonna watch it, and then I was told, Mello, maybe you shouldn't watch it right now. Give yourself a couple weeks and then watch it. So
All right.
I'm giving myself those weeks, but I will watch it. We'll bring you back now, Kenny. Thanks.
Sounds good.
All right, next up, let us know what's next.
Death Becomes Her versus Saul.
Ooh, I know the first round I said, how can you vote against Meryl Streep? And you really can't. She is iconic. But I'm going with Tobin Bell and Saul. the Jigsaw series. I'm not even gonna think about Chris Rock right now because that ruined almost the first round for me. So I'm going Saw.
I'm gonna go Saw 2, not as in like Saw Part 2 or just. I'm gonna go for Saw because Saw shouldn't make it to the next round for a Halloween movie. Saw are one of those classic movies.
Yeah, Carlos, that's exactly kind of like why I was told the same reason. And I like how you're now watching us on YouTube. Thank you. But yeah, that's exactly the same reason I was told to wait off on it, just because of they didn't want it to be a mistake and me be all, nonsense. But all right, let's go. So Saw moves on. Next up, we got Scary Movie versus The Interview with the Vampire. What you got?
This is a tough one because they're both deep in my heart. I love Scary Movie, but I think Interview with the Vampire has more pull, has more star-studded power, a great film, and I just can't pick. I just can't pick Scary Movie over a movie as amazing as that one.
Absolutely agree. Interview with the Vampire for me. I said it's top 5, top 10 movie of all time. I'm a big horror-wise, vampires are my favorite. And seeing, Lestat, Louis, Antonio Banderas, they were all so great. And there's so many different things in the movie that just give you that feel like, shoot, this is insane. So the Interview with the Vampire for me as well. And are we on our... No, we're not in the Elite 8. This is the Sweet 16, right?
Let me zoom out, put the bracket on the board.
Okay. We'll let everyone at home see this bracket that they might not be able to see. And for those of you listening, don't worry, we'll keep you in tuned. It is the round of 16. Yep. Next is the Elite 8. Oh yeah, we're in the Elite 8 stage.
Yeah, Elite 8.
All right. Well, let's get into this shit.
Blair Witch Project versus PA, Paranormal Activity. Who you got?
It's so funny that I said it in the first round. I said, oh, it'd be so funny if Blair Witch went up against Paranormal Activity because I feel like Paranormal Activity got the ideas from Blair Witch, which was the OG. And how can you not go with the original? Cam, oh, we're going to see what's going on. Blair Witch Project for me moves on.
Kenny, where you at? Kenny, where you at, bro? Paranormal Activity versus Blair Witch Project. I got Paranormal Activity. He has Blair Witch Project.
Definitely another. I'm gonna go with Blair Witch just as the original. It's the one. And plus, they made a lot of paranormal activities that were pretty bad, And
Well-
I think that loses a little bit of credibility with the series.
Blair Witch Project 2 was absolutely awful. It went completely from, being like a reality, first person thing to an actual movie film thing. It wasn't good. But the first one lived up to it, I feel like.
But they kept beating Paranormal Activity with a dead horse, man. They made 4 or 5. I mean, they made a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, they did.
They're-
Too many
Blair Witch
prequels
is
and all
But
that.
as we said from the start, we're not judging them on their sequels.
We're,
that's
we're
fine.
doing the franchise.
I'm the
entirety.
tiebreaker, though. I make my own rules.
That's why I know. I'm just. Okay. Wait, I already wrote on the bracket. Blair Witch Project. All right,
Thank you, Kenny.
Next, we had Hereditary versus Chainsaw Massacre.
Man. Hereditary versus the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is a toughie. And I know it's not going to be the popular choice, but I got to go Leatherface. Because that mofo is scary. Leatherface is scary. He's a big boy. with that chainsaw, and then just he's literally he's it's like Hannibal Lecter combined with like Jason almost, because he's taking your skin and putting it on his face. I gotta go Texas. What about you?
I'm not arguing. Texas Chainsaw still gives me nightmares. That Leatherface and what he does. As
You
much
know,
as
you know what got me? The one with Jessica Biel. The beginning of the movie had it. It's always those like realistic type of things that get me to get kind of scared. So at the beginning of that one, like a law enforcement go into the house, and it's filmed just like that, like a normal camera rolling, like cops. And then at the end, you just have the Leatherface come in and just chop him up, but you don't see it. It just the camera cuts.
that's all you need. That's all you need to make it to the next round here. And then next we have, put it on the board, Mello, just for this, the last two right here. We have Nightmare on Elm Street versus Child's Play.
Oh man, it's like my favorite versus the one that got me so scared when I was a child. And I'm sorry. I have to go Freddy. I love Freddy. Freddy was so great. That character is iconic and can never be done again. As much as they try. I'm going Nightmare on Elm Street.
Listen, this isn't that hard to decide. The better scary movie, the better franchise, the more iconic character.
Oh, Child's Play, so we're bringing in Kenny?
Nightmare on Elm Street. So that's the one that moves on for me.
They're both just as iconic. Like if I told someone, hey, you know Chucky, they're gonna think of the doll. Just like if I said, hey, you know Freddy Krueger, they're gonna think of Freddy.
I didn't say he wasn't iconic. I said the more iconic character was Freddy Krueger, the one that's in your dreams.
All right. Well, the last matchup of the first side of the bracket coming into our Elite Eight is the Silence of the Lambs versus The Exorcist.
This might be the hardest one so far
I
we've
think
had
it
all
is.
night, because The Exorcist is the ultimate classic scary movie, and Silence of the Lambs is just amazing. Who do you have?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm looking at that next round, and that I feel like it's gonna be even tougher than this one. Ugh, I can't see myself rooting against The Exorcist. I just can't.
You know what? I think it'll be a disservice if we don't pick The Exorcist, because it's such an amazing movie. I think it started a lot. It started it off for a lot of horror movies, and there are so many Exorcist movies that are going to drop now. So that are still dropping.
It is, and we said Linda Blair as Reagan. Man, she did a phenomenal job.
There's actually an interesting scary movie coming out that has to do with an exorcism while doing a webcam. And they're faking the exorcisms, and they're getting views and views and views, and then one day
They get a
give it
real
to
one?
web- and it's a real one. Yeah. So
Oh boy.
all right, for this next round we have Interview with a Vampire versus Saw. Listen, as much as I love Saw and the series, I still love Interview with the Vampire. I'm not even sure if this is a scary movie that should be a win
It's a
bracket.
vampire movie.
But I really love Interview with a Vampire. It's an amazing film. And everyone I show it to, they go, holy moly, how I have not seen this movie. So,
The only reason I'm gonna go with this one is because Saw made way too many damn movies, and damn you, Chris Rock, for wanting to make more of it. I'm going to Interview with the Vampire.
all right, I'm on the list. Oh, wow. Next, we have The Crow versus A Nightmare Before Christmas. A Nightmare Before Christmas has been a favorite in the chat.
It has been.
Everyone keeps saying it. I think you should bring Kenny on for this one. We haven't decided yet. I
Kenny.
just want to, I think we should have 3 people to just talk about this one. This is a big one. The Crow versus A Nightmare Before Christmas. Just because, Kenny, you speak for the people. And the people have been decisively picking Nightmare Before Christmas throughout this whole thing.
I do speak for the people.
I know the people love Nightmare Before Christmas, but it has lasted a while. You know what? You can't be that mad. It's been there for a while. It's
It made it to the Elite Eight.
It made it to the Elite Eight. That's something to say for Nightmare Before Christmas. I love the Crow.
Like,
I mean, the aesthetic.
even Merly's
the
like
Crow-
she said she can't pick, so it's a toughie.
The aesthetic of the Crow is just amazing, man. I mean, it's such a crazy movie. The Crow. I remember my uncle told me about the Crow. I think one time at SuperCon he told me about it. And I ended up watching it, and yeah, the
That's
Crow is a
me.
phenomenal movie.
That's me.
I thought it was
I love the Crow.
Tito, his favorite
That's
uncle.
Cool though.
I love the Crow. I gotta go the Crow on this one.
Oh, we have Nightmare. We have.
The boss is saying Nightmare.
Wow.
This is a tough one, Kenny. But remember, you haven't decided yet because you can still change your pick after me and Metal decide. I just wanted to hear your opinion on this one.
Yes.
Metal, pick one.
This is tough because I like both. But every October, there's one thing I say around, this time of year, and that is
I want candy.
Aaron Carter. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
Align, you're the best debater.
I definitely never say that. It's this is Halloween. This is Halloween. 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 I have to go Nightmare.
Oh man, that's crazy. Because Kenny, I'm gonna have to go Nightmare. Also, I know, and he knows how much I love The Crow, but I feel Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween staple still. That's the only reason why.
It
you for
is a
joining
staple.
us,
I mean,
Kenny.
it's a classic for sure. So no gripes with
The
picking
the
Nightmare.
only reason that I wouldn't pick it is because, is it a Halloween movie? Is it a Christmas movie?
I wish
Where
I
does
had
it really
a stash
fall?
like Kenny. Kenny
Where
has
does
a
it
good
fall?
stash, man.
Killing it, bro.
Ooh, like I said, you got that twirly on right there. All right, Kenny, we'll bring you back.
Yo,
So, Nightmare Before Christmas moves on. What do we got next?
Halloween Town versus The Sixth Sense.
Christ. As far as it's gotten, there is no way in hell I can pick the Halloween Town over The Sixth Sense.
All right, I just wrote it down, The Sixth Sense, because I know we're all gonna pick that one. The next one we have is Cabin in the Woods versus The Shining.
Damn. I'm trying to rethink both movies right now.
I am now picking The Cabin over The Shining, so my vote is The Shining.
Cabin was really good, man. It felt like I hadn't seen a movie like that in forever, if at all.
Jack Nicholson, an amazing performance. People still talk about this movie.
Fine, The Shining. 'Cause, I haven't even seen the sequel to this. What is it, the Doctor Sleep? I haven't seen it, but yeah, sure, we'll go Shining. On to the Elite Eight.
I don't think.
Cabin was good. All right, so we're moving on. We're in the Elite Eight. The next one will be going to the final four of the 4 quarters horror / Halloween
Put it on the board.
bracket.
Put it on the board.
I'll let everyone see it, even though they probably can't see that that much. But I mean, maybe if we take ourselves off. You guys can sort of see it.
All right, so the Blair Witch Project versus the Chainsaw Massacre.
Blair Witch versus Texas Chainsaw. I'm going horror. I'm going Texas Chainsaw. I'm going Leatherface.
I'm going Texas Chainsaw just to take the Blair Witch Project off of here because that's all he's been picking. So wah. Chainsaw Massacre, hack and slash. Get that Blair Witch out of here. Even though that kind of sucks. Fuck it. I mean, Blair Witch Project is a great movie. I've been drinking too much.
Yeah. I gotta get that explicit, on
I
this
gotta
episode.
stop. I gotta stop drinking.
So Texas moves on, and we're on to the next. And this is gonna be the hardest one, I think, for me at least. Because it is none other than A Nightmare on Elm Street versus The Exorcist. Again, I'm conflicted just based on what these movies did to me as a kid growing up. Which one I would rather watch more, which one was scary. There's a lot of factors in this. But I gotta stay true to Mello. And I'm going with A Nightmare on Elm Street.
You know, Mello, there's times where I just think about, why is he my co-host? There's times where I wonder, man, this guy his takes are so crazy. But honestly, if you ask me online, do you want to be possessed by the devil? Or do you want your nightmares to be taken over by Freddy Krueger and then killed? Hey, give me the devil. I'm going to put Nightmare on Elm Street to the next round because that man scared everything out of me. Freddy Krueger is on another level, and they're going to bring him back at some point because he is just one of those he is an iconic character for Halloween. You can be a priest all you want when in Halloween, but when it comes down to it, when you are Freddy Krueger for Halloween, man, that is one hell of a character. So, hats off to Freddy because you're making it to the next round.
You did, and you beat what a lot of people claim to be the best, the scariest horror movie of all time, The Exorcist. Right.
Oh,
Ooh, this one.
This one's the hardest one for me because this one, once again, the people always comment when it's Nightmare Before Christmas. So we have A Nightmare Before Christmas against Interview with the Vampire. We both love Interview with a Vampire. We clearly have not disagreed on this one. We haven't called to the bullpen for Kenny. We have picked Interview with a Vampire with ease. I believe we've called Kenny for every single time Nightmare Before Christmas. I believe we have.
Yeah. So Hotel Transylvania, yes. Against Coco, yes. Against The Crow, yes. Wow. Yeah, we really have. And the boss is saying that it's easy. He's going Nightmare over Interview with the Vampire on this one.
I think we've done it each time. You know who we got to call.
Ring, ring.
Call the
Ring,
bullpen.
Kenny?
Kenny, you've been our Nightmare Before Christmas specialist. You've picked against it, and it still made it to the next round. What about this round? This happens to be Nightmare
It's a
Before
fan
Christmas is the Florida Marlins wild card pick, making it to the. This is Miami Heat this year. What do you got?
I'm gonna go Nightmare, man.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Nightmare. The people are screaming.
The people are saying that. The people
want
have said Nightmare. And before Line even says anything,
They're screaming, bro. They want Nightmare. I mean,
I won't make the choice up to him. I'm going to Interview with the Vampire. So Line, it's up to you. I've spoken. The people have spoken. Kenny has spoken. It is up to you.
Here's the thing. Mello, my head is telling me one thing.
But my body.
My body is telling me
But my heart. I'm gonna start crying right now. My heart. It says A Nightmare Before Christmas. And as much as I don't want to see Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt go, I'm gonna go with Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Kenny.
You're welcome. Nightmare might just win this thing.
Oh.
No spoilers. Oh man, Interview with the Vampire. You know what? It made it a lot farther than I thought it would have. So hey, I'm happy about that. The boss is happy. There you go, Jasmine. You too.
The Shining versus Sixth Sense.
Ooh,
Sixth Sense. Here we go.
That's what you're picking.
Oh no, I was just correct because I said the Sixth Sense, so I repeated the Sixth Sense. Sorry, guys. You know how it is. This Halloween drink has got me.
That zombie bite has him. Feeling a little
boy.
dead there. So, The Shining versus The Sixth Sense. Man, this is tough. I didn't think it was gonna be this tough. I've seen The Shining more than I've seen The Sixth Sense. And they both have iconic quotes, scenes that you think of. But I gotta go Shining. I just have to. I gotta go Stephen King. Sorry, M. Night. It's tough. Are we bringing in our ringer?
I am finding this hard to decide because of the surprise in The Sixth Sense. It's just one of those movies. But I think I have to go with Jack Nicholson. I think the acting and the originalness and the OG level and just showing people history on how to make a scary movie without special effects, even though The Sixth Sense does a great job of that. It all started off. I'm happy these two went against each other because they're both movies that don't need special effects. They use their area, their directing, their skill of making a story. But I am gonna give it to The Shining, which hurts.
You just
And-
broke Jasmine's heart right there.
And oh my God, Kenny, I want to hear your opinion because Jasmine says The Sixth Sense, and I love The Sixth Sense too. As much as, tell me, Kenny, you let me know. You convince me which one I should pick. I want to be the tiebreaker right now.
Look, man. Obviously, this has got to be like one of the toughest ones we've had. I mean, The Sixth Sense, like you said, the ending in The Sixth Sense is just—it's phenomenal.
I look like one of the characters in The Sixth Sense. So
It's an amazing movie.
I'm not even saying it properly. The Sixth Sense.
But I love The Shining, man. I mean, The Shining is probably one of my favorites. I mean, I personally would go The Shining. I mean, it's
We all lost Jasmine by picking The Shining. Apparently,
Don't say
Look,
that.
like,
I kinda just said my heart
if
is
someone
broken.
were to pick The Sixth Sense, I can understand it. I would know why. I wouldn't be mad. But me personally, I would have to go The Shining. I love The Shining so much.
And there we have it, folks.
Sorry to break your guys' heart.
No. I was saying Shining also.
ooh, Kenny.
Yes, dude.
Kenny started off so hot in the show, and then little by little,
Hey, my
he
uncle
feels
predicted
he
it.
feels what a line feels. It's like
You
a
know
good
what,
like boost, and then
Kenny?
oop, no.
Kenny feels like LeBron James. He knows how
Everybody loves me, and then I do my own thing, and that's it. I'm hated.
he knows how amazing he is. He knows how talented he is, and he gives it his all. But the people still hate on him. I feel you. You know, Kenny, that's how it is, man. Thank you so much. We're gonna bring you in a little later. So
We're into our final four. The final four of the bracket. So we're gonna go. I'll put it up on the big screen here. And our final four are, for everyone at home. Hold on. Before it says, Jasmine said, "Nah, LeBron would have picked The Sixth Sense." That's because LeBron doesn't know any better. But our final four is The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, A Nightmare on Elm Street, A Nightmare Before Christmas, and The Shining. This is a tough Final Four. What do you think about these Final Four? Do you think these? Did you expect these to be in the Final Four, Align? Or did you expect others? Are you disappointed? Like, what's going through your head right now looking at these Final Four?
I'm surprised about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's the only one I'm surprised about. All these other ones, I can totally understand, and I don't think anyone would be confused about why Freddy Krueger is up there, why The Shining with Jack Nicholson is up there, or why A Nightmare Before Christmas is up there. Totally understand that. If anything, people would respect this because we've hit almost every inch of a scary movie. You have a thriller in The Shining. You have your cartoon Halloween movie in Nightmare Before Christmas. You have your frightening character horror movie and the Nightmare on Elm Street, and then you have your slasher in Texas Chainsaw. So if anything, I'm actually proud of what we've done. We've hit a lot of different categories in our bracket.
And I would absolutely agree with you. I think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, looking at the bracket, had an easy road to the Final Four. They're like the Los Angeles Lakers right now.
Like
they
the
had
Heat.
no, like the Los Angeles Lakers.
No,
they had
because
an
the Los
easy road
Angeles-
to the
no.
finals.
They had
I mean,
the
if we look at
Nuggets,
who they
had to
faced,
face the Nuggets, who the Clippers lost to.
the Nuggets were imposters.
They had to face the Houston Rockets, who have been a favorite the past 3 years.
the
who
Houston
had
Rockets that
Russell
have no
Westbrook.
center, right? They have no center.
they were a
The Portland Trailblazers that lost their
Who were
supposed
one of the
superstar.
Hold on. I'm sorry. The Portland Trailblazers were actually picking a lot of people who know what they're talking about to win that series, to upset them. They were picked.
But they lost their superstar that a lot of people like to claim.
Wow. Okay.
Who Damian Lillard is an imposter. That boy is sus. He is sus.
Bring Kenny in just to talk about the
Kenny's
Final Four and
face
see
right
what he
now.
thinks.
Damian Lillard is sus AF.
I know the the disrespect.
The disrespect.
On Damian.
What disrespect?
This is the same
Damian
man.
Lillard in the playoffs is terrible.
But I love
Last
how
time I
he
checked, he
has.
made a Western Conference Finals.
He has
Oh, I'm
so
so
much.
sorry. So did Jokic. That's not impressive to
Those are
me.
You
ballers.
have so
That
much
Nuggets team is full
praise.
of ballers.
You have so much praise on Kyrie Irving, but little praise on Damian Lillard. When Kyrie Irving could have.
Kyrie Irving's better. Kyrie Irving has showed up in the
Kyrie
playoffs.
Irving-
Unlike, I like how we're getting into sports here. Kyrie Irving has showed up in the playoffs, unlike Damian Lillard, who up until what I think this past season was averaging 19 points in the
Kyrie
playoffs.
Irving
That's what
has-
LeBron James was averaging in 2011 when he was choking. Again,
I would
here's
take
my
Damian
thing.
Lillard over Kyrie Irving.
No, I'm sorry. No, there's no way. If LeBron James was averaging Damian Lillard numbers in the playoffs, people would be livid and they'd be eating LeBron James up because that's what happened in 2011. But Damian Lillard gets a pass for it because why? Because he makes a 50-footer every now and then. No, that's a horrible
He does
shot.
everything. He's clutch. He can.
What does he
pass,
do?
He defends. He plays hard.
He does
Bro,
not
does
defend that
everything.
great. Russell
All
Westbrook
right.
shits on him every time.
We're gonna debate this on our next
Dame-
podcast. Kenny's
Dame
gonna
go
come
hard,
on.
man.
Right now, Kenny, I
And
want to
no-
hear about the Final Four.
The Nuggets are real quick. The Nuggets are legit, man. Jokic is one of the best centers in the league, and Jamal Murray is
Jamal
slowly
Murray's great.
becoming one of the.
See, I think Jamal Murray.
No, that's
is
it. No,
better.
no, that's it. That's it. Kenny has the
Than
last say
Damian Lillard.
today. Kenny, you have the last say. Say what you want to say.
Jamal
Nuggets are a
Murray.
legit team.
Okay.
Nuggets
you're
are
right.
legit.
I won't disagree.
So, Kenny, what do you think about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare Before Christmas, and The Shining, which for some reason keeps erasing every time it pops
That's
up?
spooky. That's
Yeah, you keep
spooky.
seeing that, right? Okay, go ahead.
I think you summarized it pretty well. I mean, we have one of little of each. You know, we got one with no special effects. We got one which is an iconic slasher. We got a cartoon, and I agree with you. I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre being in there is a bit of a surprise. Considering, I mean, Psycho is in there. You know, it's a bit of a surprise. Psycho lost. You know, Get Out, which I'm a huge fan of, was in there and was
It was
lost
because those big powerhouses went against each other at the beginning.
at the beginning. You know, maybe next time, you know, maybe try to have a seating system as hard as that would be.
No, because that's not. It doesn't matter. At the end, a winner's gonna win.
Exactly.
Fair.
The
But you know,
winner makes it at the
Texas,
end.
Texas, you know, Texas is a good one.
Kenny,
I'm just
the
saying,
only
Texas had
reason-
an easier road. They were like the Lakers.
Kenny, the only reason why we don't have a seating system is because if we had 1 million fans, we would make a poll. But right now, you know, let's
And it's yeah, exactly. It's me and Alan making these polls, so he might think that, let's say, well, I'll just say me. Jaws, I think would be a high ranked seed, and he might not think that. Other people might not think that. So it doesn't give us like the right number. So we just said, like I said, when I made this, I said, okay, I'm gonna put films that are somewhat the same with each other. That the best one is gonna win and move forward.
All
No,
right,
that makes
Ken.
sense. And it's a good bracket for sure. But Texas is a surprise for sure. Texas is the surprise.
All right,
The
thank you so-
FGCU, if you would. The
thank you
Cinderella
so
story.
much. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Kenny. We're gonna debate this
They're
right
George
now.
Mason, but all right, we're gonna get back to it and go to our final four. Thank you, Kenny.
Yup.
All right, so let's start off with the first game of the final four, and we have none other than the Cinderella story. You never thought you would hear it. Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre versus the powerful Yukon of the group, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
As much as I want to make this a battle and interesting. Oh, who beat the Exorcist again?
It was A
think
Nightmare on Elm
Nightmare
Street that beat The Exorcist. Boss.
I couldn't make this interesting and a back and forth, and we could debate. Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the hack and slash, zzz, going nuts and crazy, or Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, enters your dreams. And I'm sorry, your nightmares. Gets what we're all scared of. I mean, what are the chances we're gonna get into a random place and get chainsawed, but we all sleep at night?
It's so funny watching those movies, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get off here. Maybe talk to people. I'm like, yo, I would never do that in my entire life. If I had to go into a little town, I'm making sure I have enough gas and driving right through it.
So I'm gonna go with Texas. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go with Nightmare on Elm Street because that's the one that deserves to be in the final. They do. As much as I'm gonna give it to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's a thriller, it's a killer. No matter if it's the OG or the new one, that's one of the rare movies where both are great to watch. But Nightmare on Elm Street.
So I love being devil's advocate. A lot of people know that. No pun intended. No Halloween special intended. I love to be the devil's advocate. So, Kenny, I want you to prepare yourself because I'm not going to bring you in here. It's going to be A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sorry. Freddy Krueger's just... If I'm going to compare both of these slashers, Freddy Krueger versus Leatherface, I'm more intimidated by Freddy. He can do whatever he wants. You can literally... I remember in Freddy vs. Jason, Jason chopped both of his arms off, and then bam, he just regrew them back like he was a lizard. It's just scary. It's scary news because he can do whatever he wants in your nightmares. So, and you need to sleep eventually. So he's eventually gonna get you. Nightmare
Well,
moves on.
Next, we have A Nightmare Before Christmas versus The Shining.
So I'm gonna put this up before we talk about it. Merle said she's all team Nightmare, so looks like she's going for a Nightmare versus Nightmare finale. If that's gonna happen, we don't know, but that is what she's hoping for right there. So, what are you thinking, bro? It's Disney versus like Stephen King. This is Oogie Boogie, man. I love Oogie Boogie. red rum. I gotta go Shining. And remember, we brought in Kenny every single time for Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wow.
Are we gonna bring him in again?
Wow, people are turning on the Nightmare Before Christmas. The Shining.
Ooh.
Wow.
They wanted to get this far, but after that, they're like, nah. Jack Skellington ain't that good.
Man. This is a tough one. I've actually bought a Nightmare Before Christmas gear at Disney before. I went to Disney during Halloween one weekend and I got a Nightmare Before Christmas shirt. That's when I used to wear smalls. When I used to weigh 145 pounds, this tall. My scar's hurting. Wow. Listen, Kenny, bring him out. Hey, it's only right we bring Kenny to this one.
I mean, it might just be the last time it's there. Bring him out.
All right.
That's your boy T.I.
Kenny, I want to hear all your knowledge.
Is that a coin that I see?
He's gonna flip a coin.
The coin has finally answered.
Our final is going to depend on a coin.
Oh my goodness.
What you
Alright.
least expected. You thought I forgot.
Listen,
Been with me this whole time.
you
So-
gotta show the crowd that it's not a double-sided coin. We
Yes.
got heads. Okay.
Wait.
And we got tails. Okay, I see it.
We're gonna go ahead with Nightmare. No, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go Tails for Nightmare.
Tails, Nightmare,
Wow.
Heads,
Tails
The
and
Shining. Oh my goodness. This is a 4 quarters first. We're doing wait, before you look at it. Are we doing best out of 3? Or is
No.
it just first one?
It's just one flip.
Are you doing
here I
a
go.
flip or you just whatever it landed on?
Oh,
Alright,
he's ready. Wait, but which is which?
What do you mean? I already told you Tails is Nightmare.
Okay, sorry, I got so
Heads
excited.
is
Okay,
Shining.
Tails is not okay.
It is heads.
The Shining.
Shining.
Deservedly. I'm about it. Let the coin
Jasmine's
decide.
loving it. She said she's about it. Let
Yes.
the coin decide because it's a tough matchup. So
Honestly, I'm glad the Shining won. I like the Shining.
Me too.
I'm just gonna let you know, had Nightmare won over The Shining over a coin flip, Kenny, wow, you would have gone from like most loved to the most hated person ever on the show.
That was fun.
All right, so
But yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
was a close one. That was close.
put this back up, and we have our finals. We have A Nightmare on Elm Street versus The Shining in the finals, and I'm not disappointed at all about this.
I'm
Are
not.
you?
I'm not at all.
So you know what I actually want to do, because
I want to hear why one of our fans is disappointed.
oh well, look, Murder saying she's disappointed. You really wanted Nightmare. I know she wanted Nightmare versus Nightmare, so that's understandable.
That's true.
So now everyone watching, one, I want to thank you guys for watching the entire show, being here, even if you were disappointed on who lost and who won. Tell us who you think should win this. Do you think it's Nightmare? Do you think it's The Shining? We're going to talk about it for a bit. And then we're going to give our votes. We're going to talk to Kenny too. Brought him in the chat here. We'll talk to you first, Kenny. Where would you go with this? Are you, are you disappointed with these final two?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, these are two legendary movies. I mean, I think when you left, I told my uncle that Nightmare on Elm Street is probably the slasher film. He's the most iconic out of all of them. Michael Myers, Jason. I mean, he wins. And I love The Shining. I mean, The Shining is one of my favorite movies. I think it's crazy how scary it can be with such little dialogue and just a singular person mostly the entire time.
And it's very little things, like subtle things. Like I said, the red rum thing. Like if you don't think about it, and you don't see it, and they don't show that mirror thing, Red Rum to you is like nothing, but it's literally
Just-
murder.
Listen, I'm just gonna
And then-
say, I don't know if this means anything. The Shining on Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter was 84%, and the audience gave it a 93%.
Ooh, so the
When
audience
on
loved it more than
Nightmare
the
on
movies.
Elm Street, they got a 94% on the tomato meter, but the audience gave it an 83%.
Ooh,
That is
so
creepy.
they're basically even if you want to think both.
They
of them.
are flipping, you know?
That's funny.
Wait, aren't
so
the
the
scores flipped for them?
Yeah, that's
exactly.
it.
Yeah, so it is.
That's
So
why.
it's
That's crazy.
even.
Wow.
So right now the boss is saying Nightmare on Elm Street is his pick. We got Jasmine saying she is team Shining, even though she said Shining, but we know what she meant. Shining.
Let's not make fun of our.
I'm not making fun of her. She probably, just had as many drinks as you had.
Yeah, I know, because I wrote the shinning like 4 times, but I had to correct it. So I'm with you, Jazz. I wrote the shinning a couple times. I think I even wrote the shinning and ending a couple times.
He missed a couple ends there. But so right now our fans that are watching are 1-1. Kenny,
Look, I think The Shining. I mean, The Shining has a lot of great moments too. You know, the part when he's looking at the maze, like the hedge maze, and then he literally ends up being in the maze at the end of the movie.
I mean, one of the moments is room 237 where he walked
Right,
into the
right.
room and
Okay, and more scores. We have IMDb gave The Shining an 8.4 and gave 7.5 to A Nightmare on Elm Street. But Google users gave The Shining an 88%, but The Nightmare on Elm Street a 91%. So once again, son of a
so it looks like us at the Four Quarter Show. We got basically two great films
we did.
head against each other. Doesn't matter who they faced in what round, they made it here. They were great movies. We didn't have, I don't know, an Evil Dead make it or House of a Thousand Corpses. Maybe people didn't like it. Obviously, these two movies people love. They're all-time classic horror films or Halloween films, however you want to see it. So,
This is what I'm thinking personally.
Yes. What are you thinking,
Um,
Kenny?
I think The Nightmare on Elm Street is more of a Halloween movie. No, The
before I'm
Shining-
gonna cut you off. Merly is saying The Shining, but she's not absolutely excited about it. She's saying Sigh, The Shining.
The Shining is a great movie. I mean, The Shining is one of my favorite movies. But I think when it comes to Halloween films, I mean, I'd probably go
Well-
Nightmare.
Remember, it's Halloween horror. It's both. We made sure that we didn't just make it one thing because we wanted it to be, a collective thing. So it was Halloween/horror movies, so that both can be involved, and we get the best out of both worlds.
Oh no, and we got a Halloween versus horror. If you think about it.
Absolutely agree.
So
All right,
I don't
this
know,
just
man.
in before you decide. The Shining got a meta score of 66, but a user score of 8.8. Nightmare on Elm Street got a meta score of 76, which was higher than The Shining, but the users gave it an 8.7 lower than The
0.1.
Shining, but I was still lower. I'm just letting you guys know what the score is if anybody's keeping tabs. There's a lot of controversy on which one's higher. They're really flipped or flopped. It's a flip or flop competition on this one.
That's so crazy that the two films that we have at the end, basically, depending on who you see, who you agree on, it can go either way. This is a toughie, man. This is real tough. So, Kenny, if you had to pick
Kenny,
somebody,
who do you pick?
Who
It's
would
gonna
you
come
pick?
down to me and Mello, but who do you pick?
I pick Nightmare. Firstly, I pick Nightmare. I think Freddy Krueger's iconic. Even his dress, the claws, the hat, and something you mentioned earlier, Mello, was the theme song. I mean, the theme song is incredible. I mean, it is. So I'd go Nightmare. That's me.
man, is it time to grab your crucifix, Align? What are you picking?
Do you want to be the one to decide?
And I mean, it doesn't mean I would be the one to decide. I'm just saying, like, this is a toughie here.
I really appreciate Kenny's logic. It makes a lot of sense. But
Kenny, by the way, you've been fantastic throughout the no matter if you picked or not, you were listening to yourself, so we appreciate it 100.
I just really want to just give a shout out to Jasmine for saying align with all the facts. So if you can put that,
No one wants to see that.
if you can put that on the board, just no, that's not fair. That's not you. If this, yeah, that's not. There you go. Align
Yeah,
with
because he's
all
looking them up. It doesn't
the
mean that that's what he's
facts.
coming up with.
No, I'm just giving. I'm just helping people in the situation.
He's the
Wow.
fact checker.
All right. So, got my little tattoos. Got my Hopper shirt. I am gonna go with Nightmare on Elm Street because Freddy Krueger is who haunts you in your nightmares, in your dreams. I'm sorry, Jack Nicholson. I've been rooting for you this whole time. That may be the greatest horror movie of all time. But on the 4 Quarter Show, we're gonna go with Nightmare on Elm Street. Maybe.
So, I mean, I guess we'll get there when we get there, depending on who I pick. If we end up being tied, man, this is tough, man. Like I said, both movies have so many iconic things.
I'd go Gordon Gekko. That's the real horror.
To me, there's only one horror film that's gonna be the best of all time. Doesn't matter what category you put it in.
Jasmine said, wow. I think she wants The Shining.
Hold on. The boss is saying it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you say. But
That's very The Rock of you.
it's already over.
It doesn't matter what you.
It doesn't matter.
There's a reason Align has 3 slashes on his face. And that is because the all-time Springfield slasher, Dream Takeover Master, is the all-time greatest. And that is none other than Freddy Krueger. He's funny. He's scary. It doesn't matter what he's gonna do. Freddy Krueger, A Nightmare on Elm Street, is the greatest of all time. Doesn't matter who you are. Even if you think nowadays, if it looks cheesy, he's still scary. All you gotta do is really think about it. This man can get you in your dreams. You can be thinking about whatever you want. Eventually, you have to fall asleep, so he's gonna get to you. It's not like Jason or Michael Myers where you can move out of these places. You don't have to go to Camp Crystal Lake. Stop being an idiot. Stop going there. You don't have to live in Haydenfield or anywhere in Texas in the middle of nowhere. No. Or you don't have to buy a Chucky doll. Absolutely not. All you gotta do is move out. With Freddy, it doesn't matter where you go. Whether it's Elm Street, whether it doesn't matter where, he is gonna find you. And there's nothing you can do about it. So Freddy Krueger, all time, no matter what you say, he is the Michael Jordan of horror films.
There you have it, everybody. What do you think, Kenny?
Are you disappointed,
Wow.
Kenny?
My only disagreement is that it's the LeBron James of horror films.
That's right. He doesn't get enough respect for everything he does. Kenny, that is the best thing you've said all night.
You know damn well he's no LeBron James. LeBron James is like Jason. Come on now.
Freddy Krueger and LeBron James go hand in hand because,
Never.
it's true because he has about 8 movies and, if you want to talk about movies, Freddy Krueger's probably like 4 and 6 when it comes to how many good movies he's had. He's been to the finals a lot, has been hit or misses. So
He's
Kenny,
iconic.
he is the LeBron James of
Put some respect on Freddie's name.
put some respect
did.
on
Respect on Fred's name.
put some damn respect on LeBron's name.
Nah.
Thank
He
you
is, if
so-
anything, Jason Voorhees, like I said.
Kenny, thank you so much. No, Jason Voorhees is Leonard, Kawhi Leonard. Thank you so much, Kenny. We appreciate you being here. We love you
Yes,
so much.
thank you, Kenny. You were much needed tonight with this tiebreaker, so thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you for taking time out of, playing 2K, having some pumpkin pie. You should have been having some poontang pie, but it is what it is. But thank you, Kenny. We love you so much.
And-
We can't wait to have you on another
Thank you.
four-quarter
Thank
show.
you for the Halloween party. We're gonna have a video game decision because you know what? I think we might have a console battle bracket. Since we have the 2 new consoles dropping, we're gonna have a console bracket coming soon. I believe the consoles drop November 18 or around there. I don't know
Sometime in
yet.
the middle.
But next month we should have a best consoles of all time bracket. I think that'll be fun.
Definitely
fun.
will be.
Thank you guys for having me. This was a good time. I'm glad I could show. Definitely proud of
And
my-
you
my
dealt with
coin
it all.
moment.
You dealt with it all. You dealt with love. You dealt with hate. You got it all in one show.
It was a great time. I had an awesome time being here. So
Alright.
whenever you guys need me again, I'll be here.
Always.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kenny. Already got a 12th PS5. Already saying it's the last system, and really, you got to show it off.
I want to show off. I want to show off my Hopper shirt. I want to show off my tats. I want to show off my costume. What I want to do.
Does Alon or Melo need to get tats? Is that what's got to?
Melo has some
Is that what's
tats
happening?
too.
Is that what's got to happen?
Melo has some tats too. Thank you everyone for being here. I know it was about 2 hours and a half, probably the length of a horror movie. But happy Halloween. Me and Mello are going to dress up this weekend. Pictures are going to go up on the Instagram, see what we dress up as. We're hopefully going to be matching, but we're going to be out.
Also, send us whatever you're gonna be dressed as. We'll love to see it. We'll post it even on our IG. Daph is saying she loves the tats, babe. I know she's not talking about me, so that's you. Do you like the scars too? Do we gotta make that permanent?
I think she wants me to get more tattoos, but I got one real one right there.
Yeah, mine's covered by this one over here, so you can't see it. Thank you, Murdy, for tuning in as well. It was a great time. Really, Jesus.
Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. We love all of you. Thank you for all the support. Pop Culture Pros, thank you so much. Subscribe.
Follow us on the IG at the bottom at the 4-quarter show if you haven't already. Tell your friends, tell your neighbor, tell your dentist, your doctor, whoever you know. Just make flyers and just say, "Hey, follow this guys." You guys won't be disappointed.
Once again, how about put you know who on the screen?
The GOAT.
Because 4 quarters will be in your dreams.
Yes.
And that's why he's holding up the 4.
1, 2. Mellow and a line are coming for you.
Freddie has the 4s in his hand. That's not even why we picked them. But thank you everybody for watching. Take care.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.